Allegiant Giving, Valley Communications, Paradise Sign and Graphics, Dan Hughes Construction, Alpine Mortgage, Pink Golf, Mike Gee Concrete Incorporated, and R.C. Patterson for donating the Touchdown Club tent and storage. Not to mention the food sponsors who are keeping it spicy in the Touchdown Club. Wingstop for serving up their most popular.
Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to KernHigh.org's live exclusive streaming of high school football. We are in Loomis, California, just a little bit northeast of Sacramento, the state capital. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined by my partner, Kenny Calvin, the super driller. I'll get to him in just a second. I want to welcome everybody in for this special exclusive webcast. This is the place you're going to catch it on KernHigh.org. We have been graciously welcome onto this campus in this beautiful town here in Northern California, Del Oro High School. We are here at Golden Eagle Stadium, the CIF Northern California Division 1A championship game. The Bakersfield High School Drillers still coming in. The fans are still making their way up here. I think everybody that made the trek up 99 hit rain at about Fresno area, and it never stopped, and it kept going until about 30 minutes ago. The skies stopped, and it's going to be an epic, perfect Saturday night football game here up in Loomis. And the Bakersfield High School Drillers, fresh off their almost annual CIF section championship. They won another one last week. They're going to be taking on an unbelievably talented, gifted, and strong Del Oro Golden Eagle team. I'm going to bring in my partner now, Kenny Calvin. He was a 1994 graduate of Bakersfield High School, one of the all-time great legends of driller football. He's my partner for community college, Bakersfield College Renegade football. Let's bring him in now. Kenny, as you walked up to the stadium, boy, it sure has one of those classic big game feels tonight with the lights into the dark sky, the rain coming down, already a packed house, the smell of kettle corn. It's just one of those quintessential high school football nights.
Absolutely, Vance. You can't help but get goosebumps walking into a place like this. Great atmosphere, great field, a lot of community support for Del Oro, a lot of, it seems like we travel well. Being Bakersfield High, looks like we're filling up pretty good on the other side. I'm just excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Some key players on both squads. Not hard to go too far without looking at their quarterback. And when you talk about an orthodox, statuesque drop-back quarterback, what a talented young man he is. And, we talk about our quarterbacks, the drillers, the trifecta that we have. First, let's talk about Del Oro's QB.
Stone Smart. His numbers jump off the page at you. He's completing 68% of his passes. Traditionally, I believe they're a heavy run team, but if you're completing 70% of your passes, you're doing a great job as a quarterback. And not to mention, he's a 6'5" guy that's 205. That's huge for a high school guy. So got to be expecting some big things out of him if you're Del Oro. Looking into the running game, it seems like there's a few guys, Vance.
Del Oro, fresh off of their second consecutive CIF Sac Joaquin Section Division II football championship. They beat Inderkum of Sacramento 35-13 last Friday up at Sacramento State. And by the way, the winner of this game will move on to face the winner of Edison Huntington Beach. And the crowd is starting to get going here. And also San Gabriel. So that'll be next week at Sacramento State. Bakersfield High School Drillers, you're talking about a team that you know very, very well. You played for them, and they have won an unprecedented amount of section titles, and it almost seems sometimes like second hat, but it is not at all. It's tough to get to the amount of wins that section titles they won, Kenny.
And me being a former college and pro guy, you get a lot of guys from other areas that think we always candy walk our way through. Not realizing we play a tough brand of football in the Central Valley. So it's a great opportunity for us to continue showing and proving.
Coach Gold, I had a chance to talk with him last Friday night in the big win up in the freezing cold, frigid, windy air of Central. And after their 37th Central Section title last week, all he could really talk about was continue to echo team play. And I know it sounds, kind of like a canned statement, but when you're a trifecta of quarterbacks, one of them injured early in the season, and then another junior quarterback in Ochoa that runs the ball a lot, then you have a sophomore in Cam Williams who's already getting offers from almost every Pac-12 school there is. It takes a lot of excellent philosophical chess matches as a coach to keep these guys buying into the team process, but they have, Kenny.
No, what, Vance, I was out serving breakfast with the team this morning before we took off, and I had a chance to talk to my younger cousin, Zaire Burton. He's playing DB. And he said the difference between this year's team and last year's team is that there's no me guys here. Everybody is about the team focus. Last year, everybody was focused on rings, and we came up short. This year, everybody's focused on playing together and being great guys, and you can see it bouncing off of those guys. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do tonight. You know, it seemed like a great atmosphere this morning. Everybody was excited. But to hear the team aspect from the players, especially the young players, it lets you know that it resonates from the coaching staff.
That's the voice of Kenny Calvin. Boy, do I owe his wife some big, big favors. I'll tell you what, he's been in L.A. doing his stuff, and I tracked him down, and I said, man, come on up. And he said, Vance, I got to check with the boss. And he did, and I'm so thankful she made the trek with him, and what a pleasure it is. We also want to introduce to our local audience who's been with us all season long, we have a new KW at the command here. It is not Kevin Willie, my longtime trusted partner. Kevin Willie had a parade to cover today, but we have a new KW, and it's the permanent KW. Kyle Wiley's with us, and I'm going to talk to Kyle at halftime. He's going to be my halftime guest. We're going to go over all things football, all things local. We're going to talk about kernheight.org and what we have in store for our plans. So, yeah, we switched out one KW for the time being. We still love you, Kevin, if you're listening. But Kyle Wiley now is going to move into a position of overseeing all of our production and direction in the big picture. So Kyle's with us tonight. Slater's up on top. We have our cameraman up on top. And earlier this evening, he was braving the elements, I'll tell you what. But take a look at this. Here come the Drillers, and the public announcer announced them, but they don't go until Coach Gola, Namate Demison, and the Driller staff read off of their chalkboard what they have put up there. They have statements, they have slogans they read off before they run out the tunnel. There are patented statements they have each week. They're different, and there's a whiteboard they hold up, and they have to read them off together. And once they get the last one read, that's the unifying verbiage that they put out as a unit, and then they will run out here. Kenny, I saw those cheerleaders. They were freezing in the rain. They had their tarps on, their covers on, but now it's just turned out to just a beautiful, beautiful California evening. And the captains for the Drillers waiting on the other side. So for those of you watching in, welcome. Good evening. This is kernheight.org's exclusive coverage of CIF Northern California Division 1A Championship game. We are at Golden Eagle Stadium in Loomis. As we speak, before kickoff, we're stoked to know that we're in excess of 700 viewers already. That's nice. That'll climb. That'll climb. I know we're in the Bakersfield High School winter formal tonight. They have a huge screen up. You know, the way the scheduling ended up, Kenny, the Drillers keep on winning. They can't change the formal date, so you have all these football players and cheerleaders that aren't able to be at formal, but there's, a couple thousand students that are there tonight, and they put a big screen up in one of the rooms. So I think if one of those guys is looking for a nice romantic dance, he's going to have to wait until some of the gals are looking at the screen watching that game, because they want to see if their Drillers win. So a lot of people here watching this game in Bakersfield. It's going to be a fun night. Drillers still have not run through their tunnel, so Coach Gola now walks over. He's in his shorts, of course. We could be in Anchorage in December, and Coach Gola is going to have his shorts on, but I think we're going to see the Drillers run out here soon.
And that's one thing I love about Coach Gola. I interviewed for the receivers position a few years ago, but my wife wouldn't let me come out of retirement. And
you're pushing it already, bud.
He was so impressive with the structure in their preparation. I'm talking about year-round football,
now introducing the home team,
like a NFL or college program. So definitely expect to see some structured, disciplined football from Bakersfield High School.
We remind everyone that the officials working this evening
here come the Drillers.
Based upon their ability, expertise, and integrity, please treat them with the respect that they have earned. The officials for tonight's game are referee Phil Beltran, umpire Michael Morris.
So the captains meeting center field on the DO logos.
Side judge Doug King, field judge Kirk Mason, and back judge
honorary coin toss being done. Big football game.
Your captains for the Bakersfield Drillers tonight. Number 17, Chris Deneau. Number 42, Justin Marshall. Number 61, Ben O'Bannon. And number 80, Justin Wilkie. For the Golden Eagles, we have.
We're about 3.5 minutes away from kickoff.
Number 4,
pleasure to have everybody with us. I'm Vance Palm, Kenny Calvin with me. Kyle Wiley running all things technical, and Slater up on top, our cameraman. Packed house here on the home side. The only spots opener for that beautiful marching band right below us. And I've got to tell you, to all of our viewers in Kern County, it's just a spectacular welcome. It is so very nice. I want to say hi, first of all, to Scott Pavletich, Jerry Scott. We have Vic Reese watching. We have Amy Green watching. We have, now we're pushing up to 800 viewers. It's climbing very quickly.
Bakersfield will receive down here.
So now BHS is going to receive, start off with their offense. And I want to tell everybody again, how grateful we are to everybody here at Del Oro High School. It's just been a great couple of hours. We all got up here early and just made sure we were ready to go, and we've just been a great time. Nick has been making sure we're just dialed in on everything. It's just been a perfect night. And our good friends at the Bakersfield Californian, Trevor Horn, Zach Ewing, Louis Amistoy, everybody's here tonight. It's one of those big nights. Joe from the Sacramento Bee is here.
Play the national anthem.
What a fun night. National anthem is going to be played, and as always, we will back away from the microphones, and everybody can view and listen along with us. National anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please stand for our national anthem.
Here we go. We're close to kickoff. Once again, welcome everybody to KernHigh.org's exclusive live coverage of the CIF Northern California Division 1A Championship game, Golden Eagle Stadium in Loomis, California, just northeast of our state capital in Sacramento. It is going to be a blast. Kyle's on everything to my left. Slater's up on top on our cameras. My partner, Kenny Calvin. Kenny, you played in some big football games, and now you're calling them. What are these players going through right now, right before kickoff?
You know what? It's the time of your life. This is the opportunity to show all your family and friends how hard you've been working all year. You're the only team that's playing this late in your area. You got your teammates or your old ex-teammates and friends from around the community watching you and supporting you. This is what it's all about.
Connor Calvert set to kick off.
Del Oro will kick off. And yes, we have a plethora of notes, stats, numbers. We can give all that to you, and we will if time allows. But more than anything, we want to capture this moment up here. The winner of this goes on to the state championship
Shane Jones back
next Saturday night at Sacramento State. A special hello to all of you Bakersfield High School students at your winter formal. We know you're watching your drillers, and they're playing for you.
Drillers.
It's kickoff time. Crowd on both sides, up. Deep for the driller, Shane Jones.
Shane Jones, phenomenal athlete. It's in his blood.
Will they kick to him? It's deep, and it's going to be a first down from the line of scrimmage. So we are underway.
Calvert's kick goes into the end zone.
Drillers will start on offense.
1st and 10 drillers on the 20-yard line.
And for all the scouting that Del Oro can do and thinking that it may be Josh Moran at quarterback, it is not. It's the young sophomore.
Right away they go option. Pitched out to Jones.
And they start with Cameron Williams at QB. They have three options. Cameron Williams is one of them. Josh Moran, the senior, is another. Caden Ochoa, the junior, is another. Nice start, about a 4-yard pitch out to the left.
Great job getting the pitch off, as the defensive end did a great job making him pitch it. 4-yard gain by Jones, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. Williams puts Maxwell in motion. Another pitch. This time it's to Jones out to the near side. Jones cuts up, gets to about the 30, and they try to wrestle him down, and they do. Awfully close to that first down marker. Super close.
And Vance, I had a talk with my old coach, Douglas. He coached wideouts when I was at Bakersfield College. He's now joining the Bakersfield High program. He said it's essential for Jones to protect the ball because we're trying to get it to him any way possible.
Scott Douglas, a name synonymous with Kern High School coaching. Revered, stoic, passionate. 1st and 10, ball on the 30. Now it's Cam, he keeps it, runs into big trouble at the line of scrimmage. And that Del Oro defense, as stout as ever, it's been winning some big games for him, and right there is
Cameron Williams stopped at just about the line of scrimmage, stop by number 10, Ray Thomas.
Ray Thomas with a big stop. And that's not an easy task. You've got that speedy Cameron Williams that can do it all. We're just underway, 2nd and 9 here. First possession of the football game. They try to go in between the tackles, and that time it's Trayvon Jackson, and Jackson the workhorse, another option for that offense when they want to just pound and grind it. And he's low to the ground, the junior, 5'7", 190. And here's our first 3rd and long. It's about 3rd and 6.
Blake Coffey on that tackle.
Cameron Williams stands in the short shotgun. Has TJ behind him. He wants to throw. He finds his man, and it's going to be a 1st down. Shane Jones makes the catch, and he's going to run for some more. He gets to the 50-yard line. A big block upfield out there by Taj Wright. Taj Wright came back up to make a big block. So a big play for the Drillers. 1st and 10 inside Golden Eagle territory.
And it was an amazing pass by Cam because you had the outside backer sitting outside of that route that could have picked that if he didn't put it right on the nose. So great pass, great catch, great effort.
I correct myself. It is a hair inside Driller territory at the 49 3/4. Let's just say midfield. 1st and 10. The sophomore quarterback, Cam Williams, will he pitch? No, he'll drop back and pass. He has his man. It's McGill. Oh, it looked like a shove-off, and they do call the flag.
And that's a great call. The crowd doesn't like it, but I like the consistency by the officials. It was the first questionable call or not call of the game, and he made the right call.
Well, their superstar running back, cornerback, Dalton Gee, involved in it all. And you talk about a matchup right there between Dalton and Justin. That's going to be a superb object for all of us this evening.
Yeah, I looked up Dalton's numbers on offense. He has over 1,000 yards rushing, and he's making plays on defense. Definitely got to keep an eye on that guy.
So Cam Williams, as we've seen all year long, he plays like a sophomore in college. His calm presence back there. He drops back, and I had a nice chat with him last night. We'll get to that later. 1st and 10, ball is on the Golden Eagle 35. Will they stay on the ground? They do. They pitch it to Jones. He's in trouble. Stiff arms, but he's still on his feet. They can't get him down, and they finally bring him down for a loss of 4 yards. So great pursuit out there. And Hunter Halverson, another one of the big guys making a play.
Cameron Davis there as well.
Yep, Davis and Halverson.
And that's a great job by Del Oro pursuing because that's what they're going to have to do to Jones. One guy is not going to bring him down. He's been stiff-arming guys all year.
9:44 remains here in this first quarter. First series of the football game. Williams stands at the 39-yard line. He decides to keep it, cuts back up, switches hands, puts the ball in the right hand, takes a big hit at about the 26-yard line. He'll be short of the 1st down, but that is a stark reminder to the Golden Eagle coaching staff of what they're going to have to deal with, at least with that quarterback.
Yeah, you can't over-pursue against guys with great speed. Cameron is always prepared. His dad, EJ, does a great job keeping this guy intense and level-headed.
On a 3rd and 6 a few moments ago, they picked it up with ease. Now it's a 3rd and 1. Let's see what happens here. McGill out to the far side. It's a loss. They don't get it. Williams kept it, faked it to Taj, and now it's going to be 4th and about 2.
And I think the reason you see that call, Vance, is because coach knows he's going for it, because you're out of the range of your kicker. You're not going to punt that close. 2-down territory, even though it's early. You didn't come here to kick field goals all night.
I will say this, Carson Olivas can do it. He can kick that, but more importantly, I think the mindset for Coach Gold is to say, look, we're here all night. 4th and 2. Big first play of the game. Oh, they kick it out to McGill. Bishop Maxwell, he's going to have to do something special to get it.
And he's right at the spot.
Ooh, boy.
It's going to be dependent upon the spot.
It was
looks a bit short.
First down,
and it's short.
Golden Eagles. So the bad pitch didn't help. It was pitched behind him. Cameron hung on as long as he could. Pitched it out to Bishop Maxwell. But the Golden Eagle defense holds after being pushed back to their own 25. They're going to take over 1st and 10 with 8:10 to go here in this first quarter.
And me and Coach Douglas talked about that this morning. Got to do a better job being consistent with the pitch and the mesh points when you're running option football.
Hello to Carrie Vigor watching in London. Former Bakersfield High School teacher watching from London. Good evening. Man, you're up late tonight. 1st and 10. They want to stay on the ground. It's a handoff between the tackles, and the Driller defense pushes them back. Maybe a gain of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and down.
And that first play is something consistent with their oral. They like to spread you out with pass formations, but primarily to just get guys out of the box. Nothing doing. Great job by the D-line.
Pickup of about 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Golden Eagles.
7:45 to go in this first quarter. Welcome, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Kenny Calvin, Kyle Wiley. Slater's up top. 2nd and 9 here. Whistles blow before the play gets going. And again, Stone Smart,
on the play.
He's a senior. He's 6'5", 205. He's racked up some huge numbers. But as important as anything, he's directed this team to a 12-2 record.
Snap. Dead ball. False start. Number 18 offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And you expect some of that early. You know, you got jitters. Guys are excited.
7:34 remains in this first quarter. 2nd and 9. Sorry, they backed it up, so it should be 2nd and 14. 2nd and 14 after the 5-yard penalty. They split him out all the way across the line of scrimmage. Smart has 2 backs back there with him.
And I like the way Caden's playing as they hand off to the right side for a 4-yard gain. He's playing outside backer, but he realizes that this wideout that's trying to stretch me out so far, he's not out this far to catch the ball. He's trying to get me out of the box.
That's a great look. Great observation. They want to create some space for Dalton Gee.
3rd and 5 for the Golden Eagles.
And here's a big 3rd and 5 here on the 30-yard line for Del Oro. 7:12 here remaining in this first quarter. Nice test for both squads right now. 3 receivers down here to the near side and the left side of the line of scrimmage. Smart drops back, throws, fires. It is caught. And he's wrapped up. And he's going to be, oh, they give it to him. No question, they give him the first down. Del Oro crowd wanted a late hit, and they had a pretty good argument. No flag.
Well, you got Matthew Kruger. He's going with the extra effort at the end of the play. Great job by the officials recognizing that and not just throwing a flag out there, because he did stretch to get the first down by staying up. So if he's going to stay up like that, you got to allow him to play.
Below 7 here in the first half. 6:52 and counting. No score yet. Golden Eagles just picked up a big first down. 1st and 10 at their own 36. It's a run play to the near side. It's Gee. He lowers the helmet and gets to about the 42-yard line. Nice, big, strong run by the senior.
The ball carrier, stopping number 15, Adrian Moreno.
Moreno comes in and makes the tackle for the Drillers.
2nd and 5 for the Golden Eagles.
Jordan Phillips comes in as nose guard for the Drillers. Sophomore, 6'3", 284 pounds. Wears number 74. Let's see what he can do up front. It is 2nd and 4. Smart has one back behind him. Wants to throw, looks left to the near side. He can run as well, and that's what he's going to do. He gets knocked out of bounds out there by McGill. Maybe a pickup of a yard, maybe not.
Short about a yard, which will end up being a sack for Justin McGill. Great pursuit, because they were trying to set up something deep. And great job by the DBs being deep as the deepest.
Once again, first quarter action here on KernHigh.org. I'm Vance Palm, joined by Kenny Calvin. Kyle Wiley, Slater's with us. 6:07 remaining in this first quarter. No score yet. It's 3rd and 3. Del Oro on their own 42-yard line. 3rd and 3. Everybody to the far side of the field. That's where Smart's going to run. He wants to throw, and he gets hit. He'll pick up the first down, or Willie. Very, very close. Runs out to the 45.
Pushed out of bounds.
Great spot.
It looks to be a first down.
Looks like he reached out with the football, put it out there. We saw our man Derek Carr doing that the other night, trying to get as much as he could get, but didn't get it that time. It's going to be 4th and about a yard, so very similar quarterback styles between Stone and Cameron Williams.
And I noticed that looking at their numbers, Stone Smart is the 2nd leading rusher or 3rd leading rusher with about 700 yards, so be ready.
4th and 1, and the ball is at their own 45-yard line, so early chess match time here. It doesn't seem to be even a question with Coach Taylor. He's got them lined up.
And as a defensive line, you want to stay solid, because it could be an attempt to get you off sides, because this is pretty risky going for it on your own side.
The crowd thought that the Drillers jumped.
Nobody jumped. I'm looking right at the ball.
Both referees that watched that agreed with Kenny Calvin and said nobody jumped. Here's going to be a punt, and nobody's back there. Smart move by Del Oro, and it's got a decent bounce. It'll go down at about the 20-yard line. We'll be back right after this. We're on KernHigh.org.
Down at about the 20 by number 10, Ray Thomas. I'd like to thank the United States Marine Corps. The United States Marine Corps is an elite team made up of men and women who are mentally strong and physically tough. To learn more about joining our team, visit www.marines.com. Also tonight, the California Correctional Peace Officers Association.
1st and 10 for the Drillers. The run play on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Pick up about 2 or 3 yards. You know, I noticed in both teams, neither team give any inclination of nervousness. I mean, we had that one-off false start, but boy, both teams look so poised, so ready to be here, so in the moment. It looks great.
True example of great coach teams.
2nd and 6. Look at this, right up behind center. Cam hands the ball off. This time it's to Conley. Conley's going to run into trouble. He tries to stretch it out, and it does not get much, maybe even lost a yard.
It's a bit of a chess match in the beginning, especially when you're running veer option. You're just doing things to get feels. You're trying to see what they're going to do, how the linebackers are going to respond to this dive play. So,
White and Cameron Davis.
3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, Casey.
3rd and 6. Let's see what we got.
Cam
with the pump.
Floats it up there, and it's a great defensive move out there, and it had to be a defensive move from our wide receiver. And Taj Wright had to go up and knock that thing down, and Cam did not have that usual zip on it that he has. So with 4:44 remaining here in this first quarter, the Drillers, no doubt, on a quick 3-and-out, will punt.
You know, it's cold, it's wet. Those deep outside balls are going to be an issue. I mean, we saw it the other night in the pros. Got to expect some of those balls to be an issue at this level as well. 4th down, Drillers.
Mason Hurst back deep.
4:44 remaining to play in the first. And it's punted. It's going to take a Del Oro bounce, then a Driller bounce down to the Del Oro 40. Well, it'll be 1st and 10, Del Oro.
4.5 left here in this first quarter. Pleasure to have everybody with us. This is the CIF Northern California Division 1A Championship game. We're at Golden Eagle Stadium in Loomis, California. We've been treated like royalty from the moment we stepped in here. It's been a fantastic stay so far, and First quarter, no score yet, but both teams have a ton of talent. They're matched up so well. You can just see it on the line. You can see it out on the corners. And now here comes the Eagles, and they want to run between tackles. And this time it's Cameron Davis again, and he picks up 2 or 3 yards.
Cam Davis,
Tackle on the play by number 25, Jernigan.
4-yard gain. The initial hit by number 4, Max Lopez, and the tackle.
They're going no huddle.
Jernigan.
2nd and 6, no huddle. You're right. Stone Smart, the quarterback. He's got nobody back there with him, and there, that is the effervescence of Stephen Marks, and he can hit, and he likes to lower the boom, and you knew he was coming there because it was encroachment.
Yeah, and he jumped so far off sides there wasn't a chance to get back. Brings up 2nd and short.
So a great hard count by Smart.
On the 49-yard line.
And that will have to be filed away in that mental real estate of Stephen Marks to know that's coming later. Now it's 2nd and 1. 4:07 to go in this first quarter. Here's the snap. Zone read handoff. And it looks like they have picked up the first down, and they are inside Driller territory. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First and 10, tackled on the play by Justin McGill. A lot of great McGills to wear that Driller jersey.
"90 minutes ago, it was coming down in buckets, just straight, solid rain, and it's just cleared out to be a gorgeous evening." 1st and 10. Smart rolls to his right. He can run, he can throw, he can do it all. He fires one out, this time overthrows Mason Hurst.
Smart's pass incomplete.
He had a defender on him like a glove, and that was Navante Demison. Last week he was our
California Correctional Peace Officers Association is a CIF
Tony's Pizza Player of the Game.
Nice. My favorite pizza place.
Members and their families supporting a brighter
we're going to have a
today
Tony's
and
Pizza Player of the
tomorrow
Game
for California's students
tonight. 2nd and 10. I'll tell you what, when Stone Smart rolls out to the right or to the left, if you're a Driller fan, you just have to, you're just holding your breath. What a gifted young man.
Yeah, but I see some of our defenders' eyes light up when he takes off outside that pocket.
Here's a run play, and a great job of running after first contact to the 37, 38-yard line. It looks like it's going to be a first down. Cameron Davis had contact at the line of scrimmage, and they just kicked it out to the left. And the talented senior running back made it count. First down, Golden Eagles. They're at the Driller 39-yard line.
Cameron Davis, second leading rusher, has about 800, I believe.
Del Oro's ranked 15th in the state of California. Now Smart behind quarterback. Behind center, sorry. Takes the handoff, and it's Davis again, and look at this. The yards after carry on the last 2 carries are about 20 yards.
Cam Davis picks
up 3 yards.
On the play, or a couple of yards on the play.
And this is reminiscent of the 2013 championship. Del Oro came out trying to pound it. Did a great job early, and the Drillers tightened up, so hopefully this is something that's going to be characteristic.
3:06 remaining here in the first quarter, 2nd and 8. Del Oro has the ball on the Drillers' 37-yard line. They want to go to Davis again. Oh, goodness, what a huge hole. And he finds it. He's finally brought down out there by Capers, but a big, big run.
And a great play action fake by Smart. Because he hands it off, and when I say play action fake, he hands the ball off, but he still carries it out like he's going to throw the ball. Old Brett Favre move, he has the number 4 on too, so I'm assuming that's where he picked it up.
1st and 10. Del Oro Golden Eagles have the ball at the Drillers' 22-yard line. Smart has one back with him, everybody up there on the line. They're going to go with that run, and the Drillers hold him. No, they don't. Oh, what a fantastic run that was. Dalton Gee. Everybody thought he was down, including me, and then he bursts through on a late effort and gets to about the 16-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. So here come the Golden Eagles.
And there's about the time the defensive coach starts growing extra gray hairs when you see guys bouncing off a guy. Wrap up.
2:10 remaining here in this first quarter, 2nd and 4. Smart back there by himself, and he wants to run it. It's run all the way to the near side, and he's got some room. He goes out of bounds about the 9-yard line. And it's going to be first and goal from the 9.
That's about the third time they've got the edge, so it's going to be important for the outside linebackers to respond. Keep containment.
First and 10 Golden Eagles. First and goal Golden Eagles on the 9-yard line.
So the ball is spotted exactly on the 10.
I'd like to thank Gatorade tonight for athletes who moved the game forward.
So with under 2 to go here in this first quarter, looks like with the Golden Eagles definitely in the neighborhood here, we see 2 backs now behind Smart. He takes the snap, he hands it off to Gee. Gee takes his time and into the end zone, standing up. Touchdown. Del Oro.
And on that play, one thing I didn't like, Vince, we got Demison, the outside backer. He's walked off probably about 10 yards outside the tackle to the tight end. They're not going to throw the fade down there, and you have the corner playing his guy. Tighten down to the last end guy so you can have some extra help.
Here's the PAT, and it's going to be a 2-point conversion, possibly.
Old swinging gate. And they are going for 2.
They wildcat it, and they get in. Mason Hurst takes a direct snap.
Mason Hurst
and in they go. So 7-0 the score.
8-0.
Oh, sorry, 8-0 to score.
Your score with
154 left here in this first quarter. The Golden Eagles strike first. 2-point conversion on top of a nice drive that started at their own 25-yard line. They held the Drillers on a 4th and 2, and they methodically just moved down the field. Strong running plays, and they haven't really had, an indelible moment in the air yet. So, very impressed so far with Del Oro.
I think it's a situation where, and you've heard me say this a lot this year, guys are playing catch on defense. You're responding instead of being proactive. Even on the 2-point conversion, you got guys still sitting around, looking around, not expecting them to run that play because it looks like the old swinging gate where they're going to go back down and get back in formation to kick it. Yet they snap it, and we're playing catch on defense. Got to be ready, got to be proactive. Got to attack.
Here's the kickoff. And Jones is going to have room. Takes it at the 2-yard line. Will he get the necessary blocking? He gets out to the 20. Shane Jones still on his feet. Jones still not down. Gets up to about the 27-yard line. So about a 25-yard return for Shane Jones. Nice job there. 146 remains in this first quarter. And the Drillers now going to need to put something together. Had a nice long drive on their first drive. Got thwarted, and then the next possession was a 3-and-out. And
on about the 27-yard line.
Again, out of the huddle, breaks Cameron Williams.
And expect to see our QB test him on the outside sooner or later because these corners are playing pretty tight.
Jones on a pitch hit to the near side, gets about 3 or 4 yards to the 30. That's always good for about 3 or 4 with Shane. So it'll bring up 2nd and 7. 1.5 left here in this first quarter.
Pick up about 4 yards on the play.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. Shane Jones.
6.
Odds are he's going to get you that.
For the Drillers.
Ball's on the near hash. Taj Wright breaks way out to the left side of the line of scrimmage. McGill right down here below in the bottom of your screen. Cameron wants to cut back against the grain. This time they're waiting for him, and he gets maybe 2 yards. So defense ready for the reverse from Cam Williams. So of all of the options and choices that the BH offense can do, sometimes it takes time to set it up. It takes time to kind of see the lay of the land.
Yep, and that was actually a great read by Cam because if he would have stayed to the strong side, he probably would have lost about 3 yards. He cuts it back, he gets 4 instead of losing 2.
Big play here for the Drillers. Under a minute to go, 3rd and 3 here in this first quarter. Cam drops back, wants to throw, fires out there, and it is caught to Shane Jones. And Shane Jones still on his feet, a flag on the play as well. And it was out there in no man's land with Shane Jones and the DB. But it looks like some of the Golden Eagles are pointing back towards the Drillers. It'll be a very interesting call.
It was pretty late, too, so you got to wonder. You know, in that area it looks like a big play, but it's after the first down, so it should be 1st and 10.
During the play, offensive pass interference number 22.
Oh.
Picked off the player. 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So It was a pick play, a little bit of a late flag. It was a late flag, but he must have seen it, then threw it, but it came a little late. We thought it was going to be out on the perimeter, but they say it was a pick off by Taj. So now it's,
That's tough. It goes from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 15.
A drastic change in real estate. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and forever on the far hash. And
3rd and 18 for the Drillers.
Cam Williams back there. He's got Trayvon Jackson with him. Cam is in trouble. Look out. He'll try to throw. He lets it go. And it is broken up out there. And Taj Wright double teamed on the far side. And it's going to be a pump play coming up next.
That's a tough break on that pick play, or whatever they want to call the offensive pass interference, because it was pretty much called after the ball carrier was already tackled. Nonetheless, 4th and 15.
I can only ascertain the official saw it and just didn't get the flag out in time because it was after he passed the first down marker. 'Tis what it is. Here it is, the punt. Perfect deep snap. They come after it, and it's not the best punt. Let's see what kind of roll it gets. Oh, it bounces backwards at about the 50-yard line, then forward. So not bad. Not bad at all. Great punt.
Nice punt.
Carson Olivas. And let me tell you this. Last week up at Central, one of the unsung heroes of that football game was Carson Olivas. He missed his first field goal attempt to get on the board first, but he had some very long, effective punts at key points in that football game. And that cold weather kept pushing that Central offense further back, and really a key part of that win, and probably won't get the credit for it, but I'm going to tell you now here on KernHigh.org, Carson Olivas, some field position mastery last week. 1st and 10, 131.
I love my kickers.
Stone Smart. It's a run play. It's in between the hash marks, and it goes to Cameron Davis, and he patiently picks up 3 yards. And that's probably going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Score is 8-0. Del Oro Golden Eagles up early.
Stop by number 18, Cameron Williams. That marks the end of the first quarter. Your score at the quarter, Del Oro 8, Bakersfield Drillers 0. Now is a nice time to head up to the snack bar, grab yourself a hamburger, some pizza, some chips, some caramel corn. I'd like to thank Nike tonight. Nike is proud to be the official football of the 2016 CIF Regional Football Championships. Nike, life is a sport, make it count. Check out the newest products at Nike.com/football.
Welcome back, everybody. Second quarter action. 8-0. Del Oro, the Golden Eagles, the host team. Very impressive drive and a 2-point conversion as we start the second quarter. It's 2nd and 5. They've got the ball on a hard count, and it gets the big fella. So great timeout in between quarters. Coach and staff talk it over and say, hey, why don't we just start off with an easy 5 this quarter? And they do, a hard count, and Jordan Phillips, the aforementioned 6'3", 285-pound sophomore,
defense,
hops over the line pretty quickly. And for those of you that might be listening for the first time, I can tell you this, you're going to hear the word sophomore a lot when referring to our Bakersfield High School Drillers. They are going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with over the next few years. Here we go.
49-yard line.
1st and 10. Midfield. Smart hands the ball off. This time nothing doing. And still, as Cameron Davis has hit 2 yards in the backfield, and he's able to fall forward for a couple of yards. And I won't say that it's getting chippy early. I'll just say that this is championship football. How's that?
That's appropriate. And Del Oro's going to give you exactly what you expect. They're not going to do anything pretty. They're going to come up and line up and try to punch you in your mouth. You got to be ready to take it. They're finishing off runs. better than we are finishing off tackles.
Mason Hurst and Justin Paglucha out far left. Smart throws it up. He has a man, and it is caught. And it is Mason Hurst as they lined up. And it was number 2 on number 2. Mason Hurst beat Devontae Dimison. And that was an absolute beautiful pass. In the air, it was 53 yards. The fingertip catch by Mason Hurst. And all of a sudden, it's 14-0 Del Oro.
Great pass. Not sure what Dimison was looking at, but he was clearly beat from the snap.
And they attempt the swinging gate extra point again.
Encroachment. Offense. They're lined up offside.
So
Retry.
offensive encroachment. I don't know if that will change the decision making for Del Oro. And it does. Looks like they're going to come on with the kicking team. So with 11:16 left in the half, it's 14-0 right now.
And if you're the Driller football team right now, you want to huddle up and you want to say, look at these guys. They're basically trying to come out here and play Madden football and go for 2 every chance they get. It's basically like a slap in the face. So you got to tighten up if you don't want to see it again.
Connor Calvert in for the PAT. It's up. It is perfect, and it is a long one. So we'll be back in a moment. It's 16-0 right now, Golden Eagles.
Del Oro Golden Eagles.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Visit our booth to purchase a wide variety of championship t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, patches, and more. Billy Tees.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Kenny Calvin. The winner of this game will take on the winner of the Edison San Clemente game, and that'll be at Sacramento State University Stadium next Saturday, 4 p.m. Right now, it is
Shane Jones back to receive Calvert Smith.
the Golden Eagles of Del Oro up 15-0. 15-0. Shane Jones takes it at the 1-yard line. He's looking. Shane Jones wants to make something happen. Runs into trouble at the 20. Goes down about the 22. He's searching, though. He's searching. And I made a mistake at the end of the, before the end of the commercial break there. It's 15-0, not 16. 15-0. The swinging gate second attempt had a penalty on it, so they had to kick a field goal for 1. 15-0. 11:09 remaining here in this first half. Kenny Calvin.
Del Oro remembers being beaten in the state championship, and they're coming out playing like it.
By a pretty hefty margin.
Yeah, so
On the 22.
it's time for us to crank it up and remember why we're here, or it's going to be a long night.
There's the hard count given by now Caden Ochoa in for Cameron Williams. Now Ochoa will pitch the ball out to Bishop Maxwell. And look at this. Maxwell looks for some room. He's still on his feet.
And that's what I'm talking about.
He cuts back.
You got to answer intensity with intensity. Watch it back. He's tackled.
Bishop Maxwell
Bishop Maxwell
with a nice run up to about the 27-yard line.
By number 2, Mason Hurst.
I had a great chat with Bishop Maxwell last night. Talked for about 20 minutes on the phone, and boy, it was just a great discussion. The poise and just the calm demeanor of the senior and what he hopes to achieve tonight. And just when I say he says all the right things, I don't mean that as kind of that it's expected. I mean, he really said the right things. Smart individual. Here we go. 1st and 10. Drillers have the ball at the 25-yard line of Del Oro. Starting to look like the Drillers we know. Here comes a pitch out here. This time it's Navante Demison.
And maybe that's a way to get his confidence up, get him a few touches on the offensive end. You'd be amazed how much that helps guys that play both ways.
Well, what a great story. Josh Moran said I had to talk him into coming out for football. He hadn't played since his freshman year. He's a state champion wrestler. And he said, all right, I'll come out and play my last year. And he's been such a difference maker for this football team. Now Justin McGill breaks out way to the right side, and Shane Jones in the slot down here next to Taj Wright. 2nd and 7. Run play right up the middle, and they give it to Trayvon Jackson.
And I like the intensity by the offense because it's just like, I mean, it's basically like they came out like the Raiders and how we've been coming out the last couple of weeks. You know, we're down. It's like we don't start fighting until we see blood in our mouth.
Under 10 in the first half left. 3rd and 3. They are at the 19-yard line of Del Oro. And should have pitched it, but he held on to it. Caden Ochoa had his man out in the flats to pitch to. He decided to keep it and got gobbled up. And they're going to go with Carson Olivas now. Coach Gold is saying, hey, I want something on that board. So they're going to go for 3.
One thing I like about Caden keeping that pitch, if you're ever indecisive, keep it.
You're right.
Because there's so many fumbles that happen in the indecisive moment, whether I pitch it or keep it.
That's a great observation. That the pitching, the relationship could be perfect with the distance apart, but if you don't feel secure in it, don't cough it up. Here's Carson Olivas, a 35-yarder. This one's up, and it is a beauty.
Let's get money.
Carson Olivas.
Carson Olivas with the field
What a
goal.
nice one, 35-yarder, and he hammered it into the executive suite tent. I was down there before the game started, and boy, that's how you do it. They have a suite down there that's sponsored, and it is a five-star, 4-course meal. And they've got the heaters down there, the candles.
Very
It's
impressive.
a nice little deal.
Very
so
impressive,
Carson said, hey, how about if I kick it off the tent? 8:57 to go here in the first half, 15-3.
Olivas wearing that number 10, doing it proud. I know my buddy Wolfhawk could be proud.
Spoken from a driller legend. I called him up today, and he'd just been done serving. You were at the school. You were at Bakersfield High School serving all these drillers breakfast before they hopped on the bus. And it was divine intervention. The call rang. You saw my name.
Definitely. My buddy and my old rival, Troy Ochoa, who's now coaching on our staff, gave me a call earlier this week. Ken, we need some of you guys to show up, man. It's amazing when the guys see the older kids come out.
Oh, boy. Dalton Gee, of all people, takes the kickoff return, and he's just one of these guys that falls forward. You know, he gets hit at the 24, and he ends up at the 27.
And he's getting up holding his ribs or his shoulder right now. Hopefully that's not something serious for them, but you don't come out looking like that unless you have a shoulder injury or maybe a rib.
He's shaking his offhand to kind of give an inclination or a signal that it's a stinger. So we hope so. He's a great athlete. We want to see him out there.
Yeah, we want to beat the best with the best on the field.
Here we go, 1st and 10. It's a run play, and it's a huge hole, and I mean a massive hole for Cameron Davis. And he ran through
Cam Davis, the ball carrier, stopped by number
an
11,
8-foot
Justin
seam
McGill.
on the near hash, and
Does pick up
boy, oh boy.
Hey, if you don't have your chin strapped up by now, you better get it buttoned.
I'll tell you what, they've got some powerful guys in that offensive line. Jack Beeman, a senior, 6'4", 265. He wears number 57. And Hunter Halverson, number 54. Ay. 2nd and 2. Smart goes hard count. Nobody jumps. Nice job. Smart wants to keep it himself. And he's got it. And he gets up to the 45-yard line. Big first down. And he's brought down out there by Stephen Marks.
One of our guys are down.
Stephen Marks came in at the end. One of our hardest hitters, and the senior hops up quick and says, I'm not coming out. But, again, it just goes to the point with Stone Smart, why he is who he is.
Yeah, their offensive line is doing a great job controlling the edge. You know, this timeout right now is perfect timing by the drillers, because we got to figure out a way to keep containment and win the edge.
8:15 remains in the first half, 15-3. Del Oro leads. We'll be back in a moment on KernHigh.org.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things and we're actually practicing.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10, Del Oro, 8:15 left to go in the first half. They're on their own 45. Whoa, and they're running hard. 4-yard carry by number 23, Cameron Davis. Camryon Davis, and then there's a late flag.
Stopped by number 12, Caden Ochoa. There is a flag on the
5-yard face mask, number 58, defense.
5-yard face mask on top of that run. It's basically going to make it about 2nd and 1 at the Driller 46-yard line.
2nd and 1 for the Golden Eagles.
You know, and at this point, you got to dig your heels in the ground and say, I'm not backing up anymore if you're a Driller defense, because you're already down 12 points. You want to give this team any more momentum.
Second and 1, under 8 to go. Davis on the ground, picks up the first down, and he's going to get to about the 44-yard line. So right now,
first down, Cam Davis.
And it's nothing pretty either, Vince. Full house backfield. We ran that as Jack Frost guys when I played for the Oilers. Nothing pretty. You know what's coming. 3 guys in the backfield, and they're going heavy. But right now they're going no huddle with trips open. Pistol formation. 1st and 10.
Whistles blow, flags fly. And the Drillers have too many guys on the field. Ay, ay, ay.
5-yard penalty.
Well, hey, if you can't stop the run, why not try to sneak a guy on out there, huh?
It's a great move if you get away with it. 7:40 remains here in this first half, and the Drillers right now, a little bit of discombobulation. 15-3 is the score. Stone Smart back there by himself. 2 receivers in the backfield, but out in the slot positions. Hard
Empty
count,
set.
and I think he's going to get it again. So Stone Smart having his way with that front 4 for the Drillers. He's got such a great cadence. He's got such command of the vibes down there right now.
Yeah,
he's the orchestra conductor of what's going on right now.
He's looking poised. Definitely
on the 34-yard line.
Empty set. Oh, no. Trips open. Single back set and pistol. And it's the inside read, and they stop for a loss by number 4.
You think it's a loss. We always think it's a loss at first contact, and it's about 3 yards later we say, oh, he fell for 3 yards. That's right.
Got to appreciate a back that keeps his feet moving. Oof. And we always tell our defenders, don't stop your feet upon contact. You got to continue to drive, because guess what? He's driving.
2nd and 11, negative yardage. My guess is, my hunch is, Stone Smart's going to come out and see if he can get those yards back right here with a hard count. Let's see. 2 receivers split out to both sides. 1 back there with him. He takes a direct snap, throws out here to the near side, and it's Gee. And Gee looks to get to the end zone, and Gee's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown. Boy, is he fast. Del Oro.
And the play developed so fast, I was going to say this back is going to swing out, because basically the receivers were there to the short side to be blockers. So it's kind of like a screen where they throw it to the short side of the field on a swing route and allow the receivers in the tackle to pull on the outside. Touchdown Del Oro, and it's not looking good for the Drillers.
21-3 right now. Again, the swinging gate. Mason Hurst back there. He probably will take the snap himself. In the Wildcat, they do. Will he throw this time? Hurst throws, and it is caught by Gee in the end zone. So The Drillers have no answer right now for the swinging gate 2-point conversion. So the score 23-3 here with 6.5 to go, and I'm sure the reverberations down in the South Valley right now are firm. Not what people expected to hear, but it's real. 6.5 to go, 23-3. I'd like to take this moment to recognize from Bakersfield High School, which, by the way, opened in 1893, the principal David Reese, the assistant principals Cheyenne Bell and Sidney Peterson, the athletic director Jeff Scott, secretary Susan Chaidez. Del Oro opened in 1959, principal Dan Gallardo, assistant principals Chelsea Newman, Michael Pappas, Trent Wilson, athletic director Jeff Broyles, Jeff Dietrich, and the secretary is Cindy York. And we do want to say hello to Vic Reese and to Amy Green. And we're up to about 3,000 viewers now. Nice to have our community checking us out tonight up here in Loomis. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, thank you. Path Solar and Communications, Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, you're the best. But right now, we're trailing 23-3.
And on this return, you want to watch for the funny stuff because they already went for 2 multiple times.
And it goes
out of bounds. You got to expect anything at this point.
That's funny. We'll take that. You know, Del Oro to get here to this 12-2 record. You know, their one loss was to Folsom.
Bakersfield was elected to take the ball at the 35-yard line.
Their other loss to Oak Ridge up in El Dorado Hills.
1st and 10 Drillers on the 35.
But they have racked up some big wins. 64 points in one of their wins, 58 in another, 50 in another, 54 in another. How about Laguna Creek, a 79-0 win?
Wow.
They can put some points on the board.
Sounds like an angry football team looking to get revenge.
Well, they look good. Their helmets similar, not exactly, but similar to the Wolverine look. And look at this. Now we have Caden Ochoa doing the hard count, but the officials are looking at each other, and it is going to be on the Golden Eagles. And now the coaching staff and Casey Taylor is making noise.
Well, what the home team doesn't like is that the receiver took off. But what they don't realize is that the receiver is watching the ball, and if your defensive end goes across the ball, he can't see it, and he thinks it's snapped. So it's a wash.
So demonstrative reactions down there by the coaching staff. One of the coaches ran about 40 yards down the sideline to make his point. All for naught. And here come the Drillers, and the whistle haven't blown yet, so Conley keeps running. Should be a first down. A nice, strong run out there.
And right here, all you want to do as a Driller offense is keep your poise and put points on the board.
Touchdown
if necessary.
Their defense is over on the sideline. Well, whichever defensive players are not, on the offense right now. But here comes a 1st and 10, 6:15 remaining here in this first half. They try Conley again, nothing doing.
No, it's common for teams to get up and relax, and that's what we're hoping for because they're clicking on all cylinders. Doesn't look like they have any reason to relax. But if we can catch them in one lax moment, it can be big to keep this game in reach.
Israel Luna with a big hit up there on Conley. And they pick up a yard. 2nd and 9, 5:47 remains here in the first half, 23-3. Right now, Del Oro bringing it to the Drillers. Choa drops back, throws out to the far side. Look out, look out. Ooh, boy. Incomplete, but he had a beat on it, and he goes down again. And I'm not too sure that initial bang up that he had on the kickoff return hasn't kind of lingered over here again, because this superstar athlete right now is wincing in pain. He goes down at the 45-yard line. Medical team comes out to take a look at him, but he went up to try to break up that pass play. And, if he did, and this is just complete, conjecture or guessing on my part, but if he did injure that rib cage earlier, when you go up high and come back down, that's some pain.
It hurts to laugh. It hurts to sneeze.
We'll take a break. 5:38 here on kernhigh.org. Drillers in trouble early.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure.
Big hand for Dalton Gee. Would like to also thank the United States Marine Corps tonight, who is an elite.
5:38 remains here. Dalton Gee is up, and he walks off to the sideline again. 3rd and 9. Big 3rd and 9 for the Drillers right now. Caden Ochoa behind center. And the whistles blow, and it looks like it's going to be a timeout, and it's going to be called by the Drillers. We'll just stay here. 5:38, 3rd and 9. Well, Kenny, it gives us kind of a pre-halftime opportunity to talk about kind of what you've seen so far here with 5:38 remaining in the half.
Know what? I see the same philosophy that Del Oro came out with a couple years ago. We're going to line up. We're going to put our big guys on the front of the football and lean on you. And it's up to us to stay on our feet and keep containment. We haven't been doing that.
It's 3rd and 9. We saw a nice drive by the Drillers early in the football game, and Cameron Williams was the QB, and they got down to the 25-yard line, could not convert on a 4th and 2. It was a bad pitch, and Bishop Maxwell had to kind of reach over to grab the pitch, and that slowed him down enough. He came up about a foot short, and from that moment, when the Golden Eagles took possession on their first drive, they haven't looked back. 23-3, 5:38. Here's the 3rd and 9 for the Drillers here. That's going to kind of paint the picture for the rest of this half right here. If they pick up a first down, they're going to be able to do some more magic, hopefully, in 5 minutes' time. If they do not pick up this first down, they're going to punt the football away with a lot of time left for that Golden Eagle offense. And Gee gets subbed out for again.
Yeah, he was injured to play. You got to stay out one play. Try to sneak back in there. He's a competitor.
Here we go. Cameron is going to throw. No, he's not. He goes down. Big pressure up front. Big pressure up front. He gets thrown down for a loss. It was a team effort, but Colin Rosenberg is the first one to get in there, and Davis gets in there as well. So Cameron Williams went in there on that 3rd and 9 after Ochoa had been running the offense, but boy, he was wrapped up very, very quickly. 4th and 11.
Yeah, and Cam Davis was the player that blew that thing up. He's making plays on both sides of the ball.
Olivas, oh, what a beauty. Will it roll to the end zone? Will they stop it? Can they get there? And they're going to get it to the 9-yard line. Again, another superb punt by Cameron Olivas. And the
Carson Olivas, the punter.
Driller fans giving them a nice round of applause because they see what we see. At least put them way back over there.
And know what, Vance? All it takes is one defensive play to make this a game.
Absolutely right.
And that's what I'm looking for. A pick to the house would be nice.
Spoken from my partner, Kenny Calvin, Driller legend, Renegade legend, my partner for community college football games. And let's see what the Golden Eagles are going to put together here. Smart wants to run himself to the near side. Tucks it back in for a minute. Gets shoved out of bounds about the 12-yard line by McGill. But when you have that talented quarterback that can do it all,
Smart, the ball carrier, picks up a couple
you just never know what's going to happen.
And he makes it nearly impossible to keep contained because as a defensive end, you have to respect the running backs who are doing a great job carrying the load, and then he keeps it and gets outside of you. So, definitely got to be more than one guy pursuing to make this possible.
2nd and 7, 4:46 remains here in this first half. You're watching this on KernHigh.org. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Kenny Calvin next to me, Kyle Wiley.
Woo.
Slater's up on top.
And there you go. Oh, and a terrible holding call missed on the outside.
Man, oh man. Justin McGill looks over the officials and said, hey, if he's going to hold me all the way down the sideline, I can't make a tackle. You saw what I saw. The receiver is out there basically grabbing McGill and running down the sidelines with him, and that certainly helps Cameron Davis. First down.
Yeah, they got the defensive end, Vasquez, too. They had a hand around his neck, basically. But at this point, the refs aren't going to bail you out. You got to make plays.
4:40 remaining in this first half. 3 receivers break way out to the far left side. High snap, Smart goes up and gets it, wants to throw, comes down the near side with it, lobs it up, and it is...
Oh, my goodness.
That's a bad call.
That's a terrible call.
And these officials just got verbally manhandled by the coaching staff over there. And That was a ball that was uncatchable, but it is what it is.
You know, you got a ball that's uncatchable.
It's not a rule in high school, though, so.
They're calling pass interference, but it clearly was not.
Right.
What they should be calling, if anything, is a personal foul, unnecessary roughness for the defensive back clubbing at the receiver as the ball passes him, which that's what defensive backs are taught to do.
Very
so
good.
I'm confused.
Well, 4.5 left here.
1st and 10, Golden Eagles on the 46-yard line.
My college play-by-play breaking out. 1st and 10. Smart wrapped up. What a beautiful play. Smart play by Demonte Demison. And he went in like he was going to take him to the mat and pin him.
And nothing turns a defense on like a janky call. All it takes is one janky call to get guys to wake up. It's the first negative play
6-yard sack
for Del Oro in a few drives. So hopefully that's something that can turn them on. The drillers, that is.
2nd and 16, 4:05. They go for the hard count. This time nobody jumps. Great job by the drillers. Stone Smart takes that snap, looks, throws out to the far side. It's Gee again. This time Gee gets knocked out of bounds, close to the driller sideline. At about the 39-yard line. Not a big gain there. So here's a 3rd and 16. Let's see what the Del Oro offense draws up on this as we see Ray Thomas coming in.
And Ray Thomas is tough, man. He's a tight end. Expect something over the middle, maybe screen.
So with 3:51 here in this first half, Golden Eagles lead 23-20 over the drillers. Demison comes way out here to cover, as well as Cam Williams. Gee in motion to the near side. Stone rolls right, wants to throw, does throw, and it is caught, but it's short of the first down. It'll be about a 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Beautiful catch, tippy-toe sideline.
Amazing catch, amazing throw. And I will say this about Stone Smart. He's the total package. I hadn't seen him much this year. You know, you look at his numbers, 70% completion percentage. He's doing an amazing job leading his team. But now they're at a 4th and 1, so expect a hard count or heavy running like they've been doing.
They do the hard count, nobody goes, and the crowd just jumps up every time. The coaches jump up every time. They're working these officials big time on the near side. It wasn't even close. No driller even got near the line of scrimmage, but that's not going to keep the coaches from doing their job. Here comes Smart, throws across the middle, and it's dropped, and you can hear the collective sigh below us. The ooh and ah of a drop pass, and then the clapping hands of Kenny Calvin. Drillers hold 1st and 10.
I know why? Because it's huge. You have the terrible call by the official, which basically puts them on their end of the field. 2 plays later, we get the sack, and then 2 incomplete passes. So great job standing. You're keeping us alive.
3:42, 23-3. Driller offense has only mustered up a field goal so far. They break out of the huddle, and it's back to Caden Ochoa behind center. Here comes Shane Jones. It's a quick pitch out to the near side. Shane cuts back up, and he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. After about a 1-yard gain.
Ball is handed off to
and doesn't look like Shane's lowering the boom as he's coming in.
Yeah, and that option to the short side is kind of a setup play. Look for some deep corner route or maybe another option back the other way, but that was basically a setup play going option to the short side of the field.
3:35 remains here in this first half, 2nd and 9. Ochoa splits everybody out, sends 2 guys far right. He's got TJ right behind him. That's Jackson. Quick drop. Ochoa wants to throw, and it's batted down. Not even close. And Hunter Halverson.
Great read, but it was pretty predictable because there wasn't a back in the backfield except for the fullback. So as soon as you see that release from the quarterback to go in pass position, you know it's going to be something quick, something short. So great read. Always tell guys to get their hands up if you can't get to the quarterback. And you did a great job of that.
Senior linebackers Israel Luna and Hunter Halverson, big, strong, fast kids, and they lead this defense Ochoa drops back again. This time it is almost picked off, and the offense for the Drillers does not look good. Incomplete. It's 4th down, and the Drillers have to punt this football.
Quick 3 and out, definitely disappointing. But really, you're just looking at it as an opportunity to change field position. If you can't move it, you best believe you better be trying to win the field position battle.
We have not seen Josh Moran yet behind center tonight.
Back to receive Nathan Hurst.
4th and 9. Olivas has to go down low to get it. They came after him, and another boomer. It's going to be fair caught at the 20-yard line. So with 3:22 remaining here in the first half.
Fair catch called on the 20-yard line.
Del Oro looking focused on both sides of the ball, Vance.
Yes, they are. 20-point lead for the Golden Eagles, and they will get the football back to start the second half. So another heavy-duty request for this Driller defense.
Hey, you don't win championships without your defense creating turnovers, so that's what I'm waiting on. You got to get opportunity to get your hand on the ball. Strip, fumble, something. But here's G on the outside run for another first down. Gain of about 13 yards out to the 33-yard line.
Drillers want to say fumble. And Devontae Demison really exaggerated activity, saying that was a fumble, that was ours. They say no. Dalton Gee with another big, long run, and he picked up a first down. So Gee coming on and off the field, holding his right side, arm, shoulder, but tough kid, comes back in to put some punishment. Here comes Smart on a roll to the right, wants to throw, lets go of it, and will it be a catch? They say no, incomplete.
And nothing ticks off a defensive coordinator like guys running around before the snap. We're not even lined up before the snap. And that's why guys are getting subbed in and out.
Demison, and he is waving off his substitution. They were going to send in Bishop Maxwell.
And now there's too many Drillers on the field.
And they get TJ out of there. Trayvon Jackson goes off the field. Second and 10, 3:06 to go here in the first half. Smart takes the snap.
And he keeps it.
Hangs on to it, and he'll gain maybe a yard, about to the 35-yard line. Right now with a 20-point lead, kind of just kind of directing the flow of everything. No big risks. They don't want to do anything to let these Drillers kind of start sniffing anything. Ball's on the far hash, 35-yard line, 3rd and 9.
Well, if you're a Driller football team, you like that. Go ahead and start taking it easy like the game's over, because there's still a lot of football to be played. You expect guys to keep the pedal to the metal when you got a good team down. You don't want to let a good team hang around by running short plays.
Well, 2:25 left here. Big stop by the Drillers would help. 3rd and 9. 3 receivers out here. Will they send? And it's a timeout called by the coaching staff at Del Oro. So, with 2:18 remaining here in this first half, we hope you're enjoying this, everybody. We would certainly want to thank everybody that helps put this together and puts this on for us, everybody at the Kern High School District. We want to thank you so much for all of your support, everything you've done for us throughout the season. Brian Schaefer, the superintendent, Dean McGee, the assistant superintendent, Brenda Lewis, the assistant superintendent, Stan Green, director of school support services. Thank you so much, everybody. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, PAV Solar and Communications, Premier Lighting, and our Tony's Pizza Player of the Game award this year has been an event in itself. At the end of the game, they want that t-shirt, they want that gift certificate, they want the pizza box, because it means they did it. So thank you, everybody. And tell you what, the Drillers have one tough, tall task if they want to continue their season for one more game. They're trailing by 20 with 2:18 remaining in this first half. Timeout is over. The Golden Eagles come back out onto the field, and Dalton Gee, who took a little screen pass out here earlier and ran it in for about 45-yard touchdown. They're in that same formation. 3 receivers down here to the bottom of your screen. Will they do it again? They want to get him, and they do. They sack him. So Smart hangs on to the football. Nice job by the Driller DBs. And they want to huddle up, hurry up offense. They're trying to, okay.
Third and final timeout.
So Coach Gola stops the clock. He wants a little bit of time. 4th and 9.
For the Golden Eagles.
Great response by that defense, though.
Clock operator, put 2:11 on the clock.
So they get 8 seconds back.
Great response by the Driller D. You've been getting pushed around the whole first half. Now your back's against the wall. 2 minutes left. Clock's still running. Now they moved it. But great character drive by the defense.
Got a good friend of ours, longtime buddy of ours, Kevin Burton, San Joaquin Hospital. Kevin, hope you're having a great holiday season. Just got news that we're up to 4,500 viewers, so good stuff happening down there in Bakersfield. My buddy Trevor Horn down there on the starboard side. Hello, T. Are those your muscles or your sweater getting in the way? What are you doing? Flexing for me, dude? Oh, my gosh. Here we go. 4th and 12.
And they like to go with the quick kick.
Well, this time Shane's back there. Jones stands at about the 40-yard line. Now Smart drops back into the punt formation. He lets it go. And nice Shane wants to run this. Oh, he bobbles it. Get on it. It's picked up. Oh, goodness.
Exactly what we didn't need at that moment. Muff punt by Shane Jones.
Oh, man. Jones dropped the punt. He had some room. He wanted to run it, and he dropped it. And now, with 2:02 to go, the Golden Eagles just presented with an early Christmas present. 1st and 10 at the Driller 24-yard line.
And as a defense right now, you expect them to go play action up top.
Right away.
Sudden change, always expect something big, something tricky, and that gives you an opportunity to go right back and say, Coach, I got you, 1 and out. Let's make a play on defense.
Dawson Hurst in, and they also have Wyatt Craythorne in, and Gee lowers the shoulder on a run to the left side.
The ball carrier.
So a slight glimmer of hope for the Drillers to try to do something at the end of that first half has flipped into something tragic with regards to the possibilities here. 139 and counting, 23-3. And the Drillers are going to have to hang on big time here. Smart takes the snap, hands it off to Gee. Gee changes direction once, twice. Now he stiff arms. And the quick-footed Dalton Gee still on his feet. They're going to try to drag him down from behind. They do. Demison gets him. Strips the ball, but it was already down. So Dalton Gee doesn't pick up very many yards, but boy, he just is electrifying and keeps those DBs just guessing.
He's doing a great job keeping his feet alive. He's a special athlete.
I know Coach Taylor wants 6, but after punting the football, if he has to take 3, we'll see. Under a minute to go. Here comes Smart. Takes the snap. Wants to run it himself. Oh, big hit. Huge hit.
Somebody's down.
A Driller's down.
Smart with the first down for the Golden Eagles.
And you don't realize when you come up to hit Smart, you think he's just this average quarterback, and you forget he's 6'4", 205. That's a big body to try to bring down.
And of all people, Andrew Magana, he's about as tough as he gets, but could be answering the bell right now. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Smart hands the ball off to Davis, and he was wrapped up at one point by Max Lopez.
One thing I'm getting tired of, Vance, is seeing yards after contact by these backs. Somebody on our defense, on the coaching staff for the Drillers, has to have these guys wrap up, drive their feet on contact, and quit allowing yards after contact.
2nd and 11 for the Golden Eagles.
31 seconds remains in the half. Right now, the Drillers are down 23-3. They're trailing by 20. And the Del Oro Golden Eagles were given a really nice opportunity by the special teams for the Drillers to accentuate the positives from their offensive first half. They have put 23 up and what seems like a sure 3-er. They're hoping they can make it 6 or 8.
Yeah. And hopefully, you know, for the drillers, you got the thought in your mind to not allow these guys to end up with 30.
2nd and 11, 31 seconds to go. Smart stands in the shotgun. His feet are at the 18-yard line for the drillers. He takes the snap, rolls right. Is able to ward off one hit, throws it towards the near pylon. It's incomplete. And I know I won't be the first nor the last to give the obvious comparison to someone like Cam Newton, tall, 6'5". Like you said it earlier, Magana came in to deliver the blow on that previous play, and he was the one on his back. You're right.
Well, on that last play, they run a sprint rollout pass, and our defensive back, Taj Wright, is nowhere near even touching the guy. We're lucky that it was a bad pass, or it would be 33 right now.
He wants to run it. It's 3rd and 11, and he wants to get to the end zone. I think he's going to do it. Look at him go. Smart gets down to about the 1-yard line, and he does not get in, but it's going to be 1st and goal, and it looks as though he's just
getting what appears to be a first down.
Toying with this driller defense, just kind of taking his time, bobbing and weaving. You don't see that very often against the BHS drillers. And now it's 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line. He spikes it with 15.7 seconds left. So the Del Oro offense in full control right now.
Yeah, right now, like I said earlier, you got defensive guys walking around patting their feet instead of excelling through contact, like they're just giving it up. You got to be willing to sacrifice.
2nd and goal. They hand it to Davis. Does he get in? And they're going to say he does. Touchdown.
Davis with the 2-yard run for the Del Oro Golden Eagle touchdown.
29-3 with 12 and a half seconds left here in this first half. It has been all Del Oro.
We're looking extremely soft defensively. No intensity, no passion, a lot of walking around. You know, you got some guys that may need to go get on the bus right now.
Getting the word, we have viewers in Germany, London, New York, Miami, Hawaii, and Visalia.
There we go.
But right now, they're watching the drillers take a first half pounding. It's 29-3, and the Golden Eagles of Del Oro, as my English professor would say, ain't no joke.
You know, they've come out looking like they mean business. You got to respect that.
So a timeout called on the PAT. Coaching staff for Del Oro. Maybe saying something along the lines of, hey, we've had a pretty well played first half. Let's be precise in everything we do here. Their last PAT.
And they're going to keep coming out in that swinging gate.
Right. Or he might have just
said, let's go for 2. Straight up 2.
To elongate the mental anguish for the drillers to have to wait around for another 12 and a half seconds. Here it is, an orthodox 2-point conversion look, and we have movement on the left tackle. And the big fella, Juan Caridad.
Dead ball, false start, number 75 offense, 5-yard penalty.
Made a jump.
We're on the truck.
Well, based on what the offensive tackle did, he was bursting out.
Maybe another keeper.
Yeah. Let's see what they draw up here. The score is 29-3 right now. Del Oro up by 26 over the Bakersfield High Drillers. I know you Driller fans having to clean out your ears and say, what? It's for real. Stone wants to throw, rolls to his left, tosses one out there, and that's incomplete. So 2-point conversion fails. So at the end of this first half, it looks as though it's going to be a daunting 26-point margin for the Drillers to go in and talk about here. And boy, it's a long, long ride to come on up here and have this happen in the first half.
Exactly. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that have been supporting you. You don't want to wait till the last game of the year to come out and boo-boo down your leg.
Well, that's what halftime's for. Last week at Central, they went in there and had a halftime discussion that I found out about last night in some of my phone calls with these guys. That it was a very docile, quiet, pragmatic discussion type of halftime where they just went over some key points and said, look, we're missing our mark here, here, and here. Let's clean things up, do what we do, and let's go out and perform and execute. And that's what it was. Sometimes halftime speeches. Last night, Darren Carr and his Bakersfield Christian Eagles, he said he lost his voice at halftime, for their championship game or their semi. And he went in the locker room and blew his lungs out at the Eagles. And here comes a kick where they're going to keep it low. It's a little pitching wedge taken at the 30-yard line, and not bad field position at all. So a nice job out there by Chris Deneau, and he takes the pitching wedge and moves forward with it to about the 47-yard line. Not bad, 6.5 seconds. Let's see if we can hurl one up.
Hey, I've seen strange things happen, but it's all about heart and commitment.
Another special hello to Adam Alvidrez, one of our good friends at Chevron, great sponsor of education in the Kern High School District. Thank you, Adam. Well, we're just below 5,000 viewers, but I think they want more than this. 29-3 is the score. They're trying to get the 8.9 seconds. Hard count. What can we do here at the end of the first half?
Hey, it's just about making a play. Who wants to make a play?
That's pitch it out here to the near side, and it's Bishop Maxwell. Bishop
should have went out of bounds, so we had another shot.
Didn't, but that's the end of the first half. And I'll tell you what, this crowd below us from Del Oro has a lot to be cheering about right now. And they're letting their players hear it. Very, very proud of what the Golden Eagles have done, 29-3. And those Drillers are going off to the far side, and they're going to have to regroup. We're going to take a few minutes to step away from the mic. Hope you're enjoying all of this on www.kernhigh.org. Pleasure to have you with us. We'll be back with some halftime thoughts. Thank you.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
Welcome back, everybody, to kernhigh.org. It is halftime in Loomis, California, about northeast of Sacramento. It's halftime, and for all of our Driller fans, 29-3 is the score, and we're not in the lead. Drillers trailing by 26 points. It has been all Del Oro High School so far. They have put on as impressive as of a display on the field as they have done in catering to their thousands of fans that have packed the beautiful stadium here tonight. Halftime, I bring in my good friend Zach Ewing, sports editor from the Bakersfield, California. And Zach, you've seen a lot of big games. You've been around a lot of big games, state championships by this football team here. You go up to Oakland to cover our man Darren Carr. You've seen quite a bit, so nothing really phases you or shocks you. But is this a little disconcerting to see a 26-point lead over our drillers at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not what anybody expected. Bakersfield is having all sorts of problems. Penalties, of course, a muffed punt by Shane Jones. Offensive line problems penetrating Del Oro's defensive line. But really, this is just an impressive performance by the Golden Eagles. I mean, they're a team that Bakersfield football fans saw beat Liberty in Bakersfield last year, and they brought back so much from that team that you know they're going to be a solid team. And they're just this is a maestro performance.
Interesting you would say that. It's a word that I used earlier in the first half watching their quarterback, Stone Smart. I said he's the conductor. He's the maestro. And if he wants to slow it down, he slows it down. If he wants to speed it up, he'll speed it up. If he wants to have a couple of hard counts just to keep them on their feet, he's doing just an absolute superb job. They also have, two senior linebackers that are certainly making their name, Hunter Halverson and Israel Luna, these two stalwart defensive middlemen that are not letting anything happen, really. The offense for the drillers, there really is none. We haven't seen Josh Moran. I know that your colleague Trevor Horn is trying to scoop up something as to why that quarterback we haven't seen yet. I won't ask for any conjecture, but it's an interesting situation to not have your senior quarterback, who you brought back in so late in the season now. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's hurting Bakersfield, and it's hurting them obviously on offense, but maybe what people don't realize, when Cam Williams and Caden Ochoa have to play at quarterback, the drillers don't have them on defense. And that's two of their best defenders. Cam Williams was not in the game for that 49-yard touchdown pass to Mason Hurst. Who knows if he makes a difference, but he is possibly Bakersfield's best defensive back. He's not in the game. Del Oro goes deep, gets a touchdown. If Moran is playing quarterback, Williams is playing defense. And so it affects the drillers' whole team on both sides of the ball. Moran is on the sideline. He looks healthy. Again, we're not going to speculate. We have no idea what's going on, why he's not playing tonight, or hasn't so far.
And that's the voice of Zach Ewing, sports editor from our Bakersfield, California. And Zach, I want to back up and take us 24 hours ago to a game that when we all started to, get the social networking coming our way in streams of, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh, wow, are you crazy? And then I read your story this morning. Tell us about that BCHS win last night.
One of the wackier, wilder, greatest games I've ever seen. It was just back and forth. Selma jumps out, an undefeated team that's blown 11 of their 13 opponents just straight off the field, and they go 14-0 up on Bakersfield Christian 4 minutes into the game, and you think, boy, this is going to be a long night for BCHS, and Selma is doing it again. And then BCHS gets a foothold in the game, and they just inch away. They got back. It was 21-7 at halftime, but they scored a touchdown on the first play of the second half, a deep ball to Alex Wallace from Braden Wingle, and BCHS eventually tying the game and then taking the lead on the craziest play of them all.
Yeah, please talk to us about that.
It was Selma attempting a 33-yard field goal with about 9 minutes left in the game and looking to break a 21-21 tie, and something went wrong. Again, it looked like a fake field goal. We were told by Selma's coach, Matt Logue, after the game it was not called as a fake.
I would sure say that, too, if I was the coach.
But the holder, Rudy Rodriguez, picks up the ball. It was a good snap, so it wasn't like he was aborting the play because of a bad snap. Rolls to his right. It was 4th and 11. At first trying to run it, but Jeremiah Foster of BCHS hit him. He tries to throw it. There's 3 Eagles there, and Stephen figures the ball just lofts right into his arms. I mean, just a gift from the heavens, and he runs 79 yards untouched the other way for a touchdown, and then BCHS, holds on at the end of the game. Selma gets a touchdown but goes for 2 and the lead with just a minute left in the game and threw an incomplete pass. And so Bakersfield Christian 28-27 and into the state championship game in Division 4 AA.
They'll be home next week. BCHS will host a state championship game right off of a Stockdale Highway. That's going to be a thriller. I'm speaking with Zach Ewing from the Bakersfield Californian. If you're Coach Gola right now and you've got 2 quarters left to overcome not just only a 26-point deficit, but try and stop that potent offense, what would you think the message could be over there as we see them not even in a locker room? They're off to the side over there, back behind a fence.
Yeah, and this is a strange setting for a high school football game, kind of a cool feel to it, but some amenities not there, certainly. We saw Bakersfield rally at halftime last week against Central. Gola said there was no weeping and gnashing of teeth in the locker room. It was just a message, hey, what are we doing wrong? Let's get it fixed. And they did, and they beat Central in the second half. Of course, the difference, that was a 7-point deficit. This is a 26-point deficit against a very good Del Oro football team. And so the first thing I want to see, Josh Moran didn't play in the first half. Occasionally, you see situations where because of discipline, a guy sits out a half and then is able to play. We don't, again, I'm not going to speculate. We don't know what the situation is. If he comes back in, that could be a game changer for Bakersfield. But point blank, they're getting blown off the ball by a veteran Del Oro offensive line, and they're simply making too many penalties, too many silly mistakes that need to be cleaned up. Those are fixable things. The offensive line, the way Del Oro is playing, I don't know if that's fixable.
Zach, before I let you go, we're starting to groove into winter sports. What does that mean for you as the editor of the Californian? A lot going on, a lot coming up here.
Yeah, obviously wrestling, a big deal in Bakersfield, and the Drillers have a great wrestling team. We talked about Navante Demison, a returning state champion. Basketball, Ridgeview.
Oh my gosh, the basketball game. That was like
Ridgeview
a Final Four game.
Yeah, they've already played a classic. It was 102-99 Ridgeview in overtime. Justin McCall went for 40 points last night as Ridgeview beat Liberty. Bakersfield going to get some of these football players on its basketball team as soon as their season is over in football, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I also think Independence is going to have a very good basketball team, and winter sports, boy, they by the time football season ends, they are hot and heavy by Christmas time.
That is the voice of Zach Ewing, so kind and gracious to come up here. You're down below us. You've got the spot of the century right below us down there, and you're on the 50-yard line. Appreciate your time, Zach. Thank you very much. Let's hope for some good mojo here in the second half, huh?
Yeah, the Drillers are going to have to change something, that's for sure.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate that very much. That's Zach Ewing, sports editor from the Bakersfield Californian, and a source of unbelievable knowledge for us here. Up here in Kern County, 29-3 is the score, and right now it's a very, very difficult time for our Bakersfield High Drillers. They're trailing by 26, and they're going to have to come out here and do something awfully, awfully special. Not sure exactly what they're going to do. I asked Zach what he thought, and he goes, hey, look, we're just going to have to put our minds to it, come back out here. But so far, it has been all Del Oro. You're watching all of this on www.kernhigh.org. And so thankful that my man Kenny Calvin could get up here and call this game with me on late notice. I thought he was down in Southern California doing his deal, and I saw a post that he was in Bakersfield. I said, hey, you're in Bakersfield. Get up here and call this game with me. He goes, Vance, I just got done serving him breakfast. And now all of a sudden he's making the drive. Come on up and do it. We'll bring him in a moment. I'm letting him have his dinner with his wife. And now we're going to bring in Kyle Wiley. Kyle, first of all, thank you so very much for getting us up and getting us going. For our listeners out there on kernhigh.org, give yourself a brief introduction for everybody.
My name is Kyle Wiley. I'm the current Dean of Students at East Bakersfield High School, but at this semester I will be working with Stan Green as the Coordinator of School Support Services, helping to do more events like this, from wrestling to basketball to baseball, softball, you name it, making sure Kern High School District's represented the right way.
We have brought him in as I would call him just basically, the support system needed to take on such a big endeavor. When Stan and I sat down and started talking about this a couple of years ago and started brainstorming about it, of what we could do and where we could take it, we knew it was going to get big. We knew it was going to grow, and it has done it exponentially month by month. So Kyle now will be in here. You're going to hear his name mentioned a lot. We will be getting into basketball very, very soon. We've got some wrestling events we're going to try to put our name on as well. And when we get into the spring sports, a lot of the timed sports, track and field, we're going to try to get into that as well. We're already doing band competitions. We had one band competition at Stockdale, and the other KW, Kevin Willie, did it for us. And we had 800 viewers with not a stitch of advertising. Tonight, we've already reached over 5,000 viewers live watching us right now. So, Kyle, great to have you with us. How's it gone tonight for you?
Pretty smooth, trying to iron out the clock situation on this platform, but it'll come through, and we'll get better as we go through. And I'm excited to keep expanding what we're doing here. Appreciate what you guys are doing coming up and announcing.
Isn't this awesome that we're doing this for the Kern High School District?
It is awesome.
Kyle, thank you for your time.
No
Thanks
problem.
for keeping us going. And let's bring in Kenny Calvin. Kenny?
See you later, guys.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. And by the way, we're going to have some 3-mic opportunities this year. Kyle's going to have his mic as well. Well, Kenny, had Zach Ewing in here, and Zach was, as transparent yet as kind as possible in wondering where Josh Moran is. We don't know where he is, and one player does not make a 26-point turnaround, but he had returned in grand fashion over the last few weeks to have not seen a snap yet tonight. Now, I don't want to make that the storyline, but it is of interest to all of us covering the game tonight. Other than that, let's step away from that point and talk about a 26-point deficit. How did it happen?
How it happened, we came into an environment that was totally prepared for revenge. And we came like we were just going to roll them out of here, and they said they're not having it. That's exactly what happened. They're coming out, nothing pretty, nothing fancy, full house backfields on short yardage, spread offense to run the football. They do have a long pass for a touchdown. It's just a total effort by a team that came out focused, and we looked like we stayed on the bus the first half.
Trevor Horn just spotted number 3 down there, passing the football around. So Moran getting loose, getting warmed up, the senior quarterback who is I won't say he's going to be called on to be the answer, but it could be part of a component that, puts this Driller offense back into a new gear. It's been ineffective, to say the least. We are going to start the third quarter here on kernhigh.org, 29-3. The lead is by the Del Oro Golden Eagle offense, who's now going to get the ball on kickoff. So as if there wasn't enough of a challenge for that Driller defense in the first half, now they have to step right back on the football field and stop an offense that is primed and ready to go to a state championship next week at Sacramento State. You know what they're feeling. They're like, let's go. Let's do it some more,
Hey, you told me earlier they've scored 70. They've scored 50. Right now they're sitting at 30 points with a half to play. Their goal is to put up 60. I expect them to go for 2 for every touchdown if they do score in the second half, because they're trying to set a point. They were embarrassed by us 2 years ago, and they're trying to return the favor 3 years ago. So it's up to us to answer the call.
Here we go. Start of the third quarter. The crowd up and getting after it. They want more. Here comes the kickoff. It's a long one, but it's going to be taken by Gee. He drops the ball into the end zone. And he comes back out with it, trying to make something happen, and Gee does what Gee does. Fumbles the football in the end zone, comes back out and gets 17 yards, but there's some serious consternation back here with these officials.
Well, it was the right call and the right move by the officials, because he caught the ball outside of the end zone and went back in. If he stayed there, it would have been a safety.
Wow-wee.
By rule, the ball went into the end zone on a kick. It is an automatic touchback.
And that's a high school rule, when the ball goes into the end zone automatically. But if you catch the ball and touch it,
he caught it inbounds.
Inbounds and the ball goes in to the end zone. He needs to bring that ball back out, because it would be a safety if he's tackled there.
You're right.
So questionable call by the officials now to say it was a touchback.
Boy, but he said it with authority, though, didn't he?
Yeah, because they actually probably spotted him an extra couple yards with that call.
All right. First and 10. A run play right through the middle of the hash marks, and it's a big, strong one, a 7-yard gash right between the hash marks. And it's taken by Dalton Gee.
And Gee is running with some heart right now, man. This dude is explosive. So it's going to be up to us to stay on our feet and keep the gaps closed.
Yeah, first things first, this Driller defense needs to stop this offense. And it's going to take something special to do it. 2nd and 1 officially. Smart has one back behind him.
If I'm looking for any player on our defense to make a play, it's going to be Caden Ochoa, because he's a guy that's not going to give up. And he's out there playing outside linebacker.
I talked to Caden last night, and I said,
by number 15, Adrian
what is the one thing you'll be thinking about before your eyes fall asleep and you go to bed, and it all just ends for the night. And he said, number 5.
He's going to track him.
Once again, welcome everybody. We see the numbers continue to rise. If you're just getting with us, we have just started the third quarter, 29-3 here on KernHigh.org. Del Oro High School taking care of business tonight. Here's Guy to the near side, and it just seems so easy. It just seems so easy.
And he's down to the 10. 5, touchdown Del Oro.
Dalton Guy with the 63-yard run for a touchdown. Touchdown Golden Eagles.
And it was just an amazing call because the defensive end, he stunted in like he had a twist responsibility, but nobody came out to keep containment. And they run the sweep right around the end going in for a pinch twist.
And that's what I meant by it just seems so easy. I mean, he looked like they hand him the football, and he has about 20 yards of real estate before a driller gets close. And with his speed, that's way too late. Here's the PAT, and now they're just settling for one-pointers because they can.
Extra point is good.
36-3.
And it's coaching is a chess match.
Delaware Golden Eagles 36.
Coaching is a chess match.
Yes,
right there, they caught us in a call where we have a defensive end twisting, and they run the play right around where the twist went. And it's just one of those plays where if you don't make up for that by great pursuit, it's to the house. And that's exactly what happened. 36-3, Del Oro, 10:35 left in the third quarter. So now it's about heart, character, and pride. Are you just going to lay down and allow these guys to put up 60 on you, or are you going to come out and play with some character as an offense and as a defense from now on?
And I know you don't mean that as a foregone conclusion that the game's over. I know you don't mean that.
No.
But by the way you say it, it's a salient, harsh point to make with 10:35 to go in the third quarter. And for a driller football team with as much tradition and with much history and with as many names that have come from this program, I wouldn't say it's uncharted territory, but it's getting close.
Yeah, and nobody wants to be down 32 points.
Kickoff into the end zone. For adrenaline just flowing at every point here.
Kick goes into the end zone.
And here comes the drillers.
Setting up a touchback.
And it looks as though it'll be Caden Ochoa.
20-yard line with 10:35 remaining in the third quarter.
To start the offense here in this third quarter.
Ochoa in as the quarterback.
And if I was our offensive coordinator, I'd come out just like we just started the game all over. Run the football, mix it up. 'Cause that's the only way you're going to get back in this game. You're not going to be able to just drop back and throw balls against this defense.
Nah, you might as well hang on to the football as long as you can.
Trayvon Jackson running the ball, stopped by number 8, Cade White.
Zach Ewan makes a great point at halftime. I talked about some of the travails that we're experiencing as driller fans, but he said, hey, hats off to a phenomenal football team. Here's a pitch out here to Bishop Maxwell. Bishop looking for some room, and he gets up to about the 32-yard line. That'll be a first down for the drillers. And just exactly what you're talking about. Let's just move the chains. Try to limit this damage right now, and maybe, just maybe, we can catch fire a couple times here and claw our way back in this thing. That's what it's going to be, an all-out claw.
That's the only medicine for a lopsided game, because if you just start dropping back to pass every down, it's going to end up being 70 points on the offender's board.
Hand off to Trayvon Jackson, and he keeps the wheels rolling. Picks up a couple yards there, about 4 or 5 yards. And I know it's insanely early to start thinking like this if you're a Casey Taylor, head coach of Golden Eagles, but, you know, if you were to start thinking that, hey, there's a state championship game next week, and we're up 33.
When do you start resting guys?
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, it sounds, you know, and I'm sure that there are some incredulous BHS fans thinking, really, Vance? Well, you know, if you've got one more football game to play and you're up 33 and just a dominant 33, you never know. Let's see, 9:15.
2 for the Drillers.
And here's a 3rd and 2 for Bakersfield. Shane goes way out to the far side. McGill with him. Here's a handoff to TJ, and look at Trayvon. That's it. Gets inside Golden Eagle territory. And, oh, no. Looks like Taj Wright is down, and he lifted up his hand immediately as he went down. He lifted up his hand for the medical staff to come out. The whistle had barely blown. He was lifting up his hand. So Taj Wright, and I wonder if it's his left ankle.
Yeah, it was a little bit of traffic late as he was taken down. Hopefully it's an ankle and not a knee.
Oh, he is writhing in pain. He is down. So what we'll do is we will take a quick break here with 9:03 to go here in this third quarter. It's 36-3 Del Oro on KernHigh.org.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over.
Okay, Driller fans, as we come back, we do see Taj Wright getting helped up and left side lower extremity. Not sure what it is, but he's certainly walking off very, very tenderly.
And it could be ankle, maybe a scary MCL, which you can walk off on. No, definitely good to see him on his feet.
On that play, it was a first down run by Trayvon Jackson. So with 9:03 to go here in the third quarter, Drillers inside Golden Eagle territory. Ochoa, the quarterback, decides to keep it himself. Nice play by Caden, cuts back up against the grain to the 30. And Ochoa still on his feet up to about the 24-yard line. Very smart decision. Made a perfect cut. First down, Drillers.
And if you recall, about 3 minutes ago, I said if there's one guy that's going to continue to play with passion and heart, it's going to be Caden Ochoa.
And now, on that note, we have a Golden Eagle that's down right at the line of scrimmage where it was. The line of scrimmage is the 49-yard line, and in the trenches we have a Golden Eagle down, and he's being tended to as well.
That brings up your point earlier, Vince. You got a late second half. You're up so much. You hope this is not one of your studs if you're Del Oro.
We'll take a quick break. Back in a moment.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
Ray Thomas was down for the Golden Eagles. Senior, 6'3", 215-pound tight end defensive tackle. And everybody in this stadium happy to see him up. 1st and 10. And again, it's going to be Ochoa. Keeps it, and he battles his way up to the 20-yard line.
Ochoa
spoke with Caden last night about a couple of different topics and asked him about how long did Coach Gola let you guys savor that Central win. He goes, about the bus ride home. That was about it. 2nd and 6. Handoff to Conley. Conley gets to about the 17-yard line. And he moves the chains, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
And you got to love this drive because it's probably our second most successful drive of the game. But it's just like I said, when you're down this much, you got to go back to the drawing board from the start.
Tatuo Martinson comes in for Del Oro. 3rd and 3. Nice pitch out here to Bishop Maxwell. He cuts back up. Maxwell looking for the end zone. He gets it. Touchdown,
and that's exactly
Drillers.
what I needed. And that's exactly what I needed, Vance, because no matter how much you're down, you got to continue to fight. And that was a great character drive by the Driller offense.
No, just great execution as well. The pitch relationship, perfect. Got rid of it right on time. And Maxwell, the senior, has a nose for the end zone. Great athlete, multi-sport athlete. Found the cone and said, I'm in. And, yeah, just what the doctor ordered right now, some points.
Yeah, and hey, now you're down 26. You know, it feels a little better. Hopefully we get this PAT.
My incredulous laugh is at myself. Oh, the hold is sketchy. No good.
Tough snap, tough hold, and no good. So 27 points. We're down. 7:40 left to go in the third. And I will say this. I've seen stranger things happen. But you got to continue to come out with character and play like it's 0-0 still, even though you're down 27.
We'll take a quick break. 36-9 is the score. Back in a moment at KernHigh.org.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
A wide variety of championship t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, patches, and more.
7:40 left in this third quarter. They go for the onside. Oh, and it went right past Shane Jones. It was a beautiful one. It was nice, and it just trickled by Shane Jones's hands.
The onside kick goes out of bounds.
Oh, boy, it took a real funky wobble, and it almost, like it startled Shane. It just went right in front of him. So now, instead of what could have been a real opportune moment for the Drillers, turns into a drag if you've been watching this thing from the beginning.
The ball will be placed at the 49 after a first touching by the kicking team.
Yeah, and Del Oro is not a team that you want to give half a football field to when they've been moving the ball this effectively. But when you're down 27 points, you get desperate. I was hoping that we punt it and play some defense, but here we are.
First and 10 midfield, basically, or inside midfield. It's going to be on the Driller 49. So the Drillers down 27 points with 7:40 to go in the third.
Now is when you put all those strip drills, all those highest point pick drills to the test, because you need the football back. It's not enough to go out here and just play patty cake with guys as they run the football. They're going to continue to run the football. You got to have to create opportunities for yourself as a defense by stripping the football or getting an interception if it's in the air, because it's a lot of football to be played. And there goes the pass.
They want to throw and a man's wide open.
And exactly like I said, we're sitting back expecting them to run the football, and they go play action pass for the touchdown.
49-yard touchdown.
42-9. Del Oro.
A brilliant call to Mason Hurst. Senior to senior. They've done that a few times. Actually, kind of a low pass, but Mason said, I got it.
And it's just excellent play calling by the coaching staff, because everybody in the building expects them to just come out here and run. There's still a lot of football to be played. I said that earlier. The great coaching staff is not going to sit on the ball because they're up 30 points. They're going to continue to pound on you.
Here's the PAT. It's up and it's good. So 7.5 left in the third quarter. 43-9, the Del Oro Golden Eagles
43.
making a statement that'll be heard all the way from Eureka to San Diego as the most successful and winningest high school program in the state of California, is taking a thumping tonight. And there, as you say, is a lot of football left. Yikes.
Yeah, and they know it. So what they're going to do is continue to be tricky. They're going to have some tricks up their sleeve for the next, I'd say, quarter and a half. They may take the dogs off with about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but if we're not going to play defense, they'll put up 90. And as a former Driller defensive player, the defensive back, I got to say, I'm disgusted.
The winner of this will move on to play the winner of Edison San Clemente next Saturday at Sacramento State at 4 p.m. And by all indications, unless the Drillers do something extravagant, it's going to be Del Oro. Here's Shane Jones looking for some room, and he goes out of bounds at about the 21, 22-yard line. Shane Jones looks pretty lackluster tonight.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's just the body language right now. And I've been seeing that for about a quarter and a half out of a lot of the guys. They're just walking around like the game's already over. You're going to end up getting really embarrassed if you don't tighten up. And if you don't want to play, tap the guy behind you and let him get in.
It's Caden Ochoa. And word is that Josh Moran is dinged up and he's pretty heavily taped. He has been tossing on the sidelines, but he's probably not at full strength based on the information we're getting back. That he's taped up pretty heavily and he can throw the ball, but
Trayvon Jackson, the ball carrier.
Don't know if that's even an issue anymore. Here's Ochoa.
And nice run, Caden.
Drops the helmet and says, "Let's go, Cade White, you and I." And Caden got the best of that.
Breaks a couple of tackles, picking up the first down.
Cade White, 6 foot, 192-pound senior. And he and Ochoa went at it, almost identical physiques, 6 foot, 185. Ochoa throws, has his man. Oh, it's picked off.
It's picked off by number 47. He's still on his feet.
And a big block.
Ball is intercepted by number 47.
Dawson Hurst for the interception. And the big crackback block was on Daniel Schoen.
And that's one thing that can happen when you start walking around with your head down while the play is still live. He's putting effort in to try to make a play, but you got to keep your head on the swivel because now these guys are pumped up.
Want to take this moment to thank retiring Kern High School District Principals Carlos Sardo at Arvin and the incomparable Lee Vasquez at East. So, Mr. Sardo, Mr. Vasquez, congratulations. And now it looks like a hard count again by Stone Smart. And the Drillers jump. So with 6:43 to go here in the third quarter, 43-9, the Drillers
1st and 5 for the Golden Eagles on the 46-yard line.
Are in the midst of a character test.
And here's where may be a good opportunity for you as a coach to call a timeout and get your guys together and remind them, hey, it's a lot of football to be played. Protect yourself because these guys are still flying around.
Run play here to the near side. They handed it off to Davis.
The ball carrier stopped by number 4, Max Lopez. Very close to a first down.
6:38 left to play in the third. Del Oro handling business 43-9 with a 2nd and 1 at the Driller 37-yard line. Pistol formation, double set. And they go with the inside zone to Cameron Davis.
Cam Davis stopped behind the line.
Tackle for a 3-yard loss
by Cameron Williams. You know, this Eagles football team have 13 players on the All-Sierra Football League team. No kidding.
Yeah, they're not ranked 15 in the state for nothing. double set pistol formation. 3rd and about 3.
Smart wants to throw, hurls it up, starts to float, and it's broken up out there by Demison. So Demison,
incomplete. Broken up by Navarro.
They're going to go for it.
He's trying to plead his case with the officials. Hey, look, he went over my back.
3rd and 3 for the Golden Eagles.
Fourth and 3.
4th and 3 for the Golden Eagles.
Smart hard counts. Great job by the drillers. Nobody jumps. Looks back over to the sidelines. 5:49 remaining here. And looks like he might punt it up, and he does. And it backs up to about the 19-yard line. So we'll take a quick break. 5:41 remains here in the 3rd quarter. 43-9 Del Oro.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
3rd and 18. 1st and 10 drillers.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking.
10. Cameron Williams back in, and that ball is deflected and it floats out there for a few seconds.
Pass is broken up by number 24, Blake
And
Floyd.
that is incomplete. So now the sophomore quarterback will go over and get the signals called.
And this is the danger being down this much when you have to start putting it up. Hey, the defensive line is pinning their ears back. Safeties are sitting on top of stuff, ready to break on balls, coming off an interception. Got to be careful and make good decisions if you're Cameron Williams.
Williams, and the ball is dropped. Put it right on the numbers. And it is dropped. Who dropped? I can't see the number.
It was dropped by Jones, and it's one of those things where we said right now he just doesn't seem in it. You know, his body language is terrible. You know, if you're the coaching staff right now, you want to get another guy in there just to have that talk with him and ask him where his heart is and if he wants to finish out.
3rd and 10.
But he's a player, so I wouldn't put it past him to catch something for a touchdown.
Williams steps up in the pocket and has his man. And it's just dropped out there by Taj Wright. So we start to see the brilliance of Cameron Williams on the run on his back foot. He hurls it 55 yards and almost pulled in by Taj Wright, but they're going to have to punt the football. So a brief glimmer of what's in store for the drillers in the future.
And that's a great point, because right now that's maybe all we have to look forward to. Working on which guys want to be character guys to finish tough, fight strong, and play hard to the end and be the future of the program. Because right now we're down 43-9 with 5:26 left to go, and we're punting back to a dominant football team.
Olivas with another nice punt. This one bounces at the 40-yard line and gets down to about the 30. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Del Oro. And this is a program that
down on the 30-yard line
is really making a name for themselves.
1st and 10 Golden Eagles with 5:15 left in the 3rd quarter.
They've never played a Saturday game, playoff game in the program history. The school's been around since 1959, and have never played a Saturday playoff game. So for their first Saturday playoff game, they're making it memorable. They won the CIF Division II AA title last season, and they are really a force to be reckoned with right now. Here's a run play to start off this drive.
I see why, though, because their seniors are really doing a great job.
A veteran-led
team,
no question about it, and you can see it. And I don't have it in front of me, but let's take into consideration how few penalties have been called in this game overall. I mean, yeah, there have been encroachment, but just one of the more clean football games you'll see. And that goes not only to great coaching, but senior leadership. You guys have been together a long time.
Great,
Second
great
and
point.
11. Smart hands the ball off. This is Gee. Gee's still in there running hard. Hey, if I'm Casey Taylor, I'm thinking about Gee saying, hey, my man, I love you, but I need you next week.
Yeah, and on that play, even though it's late and it's getting ugly, I like the fact that our defensive end finally set the edge and kept containment. He kept a 12-yard gain, or he kept a gain from being a 12-yard gain. It's only a 2-yard gain. You got to set the edge as a defense. Great defenses and great teams have great outside linebackers and defensive ends that keep containment.
Trayvon Jackson, he's been trying to sneak on that field as a 12th player all night. Here comes Smart. He looks to the near side, but then he cuts back up and picks up a nice big first down and showcases that superstar talent that he has.
Yeah, he's a total package. I've seen some great throws on the line. Great job carrying out fakes after the handoffs and play action passes and draws. You know, whoever gets this kid is going to be great. But right now I'm looking for a defender on our driller football team to stand up and make a statement, because we still have a whole quarter of football to play.
Yeah. I look up and I see 3:38, and I remind, oh, that's right, that's the third quarter, right? 43-9. Del Oro dominance. Gee gets flushed out to the far side, cuts back up. Goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Several drillers. Picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play.
Went out of bounds. Clock stops. 2nd and 5.
You know, and it's the same recipe. Nothing pretty. You know, they went with the reverse field quarterback keeper last play. That was probably as pretty as it gets. But, you know, pretty basic football, man. It's just about being a man and strapping it up. And right now they're outclassing us in that aspect.
Nice job by the drillers there. The big push came from the big guy, Jordan Phillips. He was in there. 3 or 4 drillers.
Almost immediately, Jordan Phillips
got in there, but it was Jordan leading the way. He'll go out for a play on 3rd and 5. They're going to come after the QB, and Kylie Capers comes back in.
And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm going to have somebody spying on Mr. Smart, because he's been killing us with his legs on 3rd downs.
3rd and 3 for the Golden Eagles.
3rd and 3, 3 receivers out here to the right side.
And here he goes.
Across the middle, fires, and Hurst drops the football, maybe a tad behind him, but we've seen him make big catches all night, so that's not the issue. Will they line up for a punt again?
And 3 for the Golden Eagles.
The beautiful sounds of the marching band below us tells you that it's December football. 4th and 3, and it's another quick punt. Blocked. Yeah, well, it was an interesting play. You're probably wondering why I'm not talking, because I don't know what happened.
Well, what happened was Del Oro goes with the quick kick. If you're not familiar with that, it's where they keep the quarterback in, and he kicks it.
No, right, but it went off his own player's bum.
It went off his running back's back for about a 1-yard gain.
Oh, very good.
First down, Bakersfield.
Okay, so the drillers
42-yard line.
taking what they can get. Cameron drops back. He gets flushed out of the pocket. He runs to the near side, wants to throw, fires across the body, caught by Taj Wright. Wright looking for some room. He gets collected at about the 47-yard line, so Taj Wright.
Williams' pass is complete to Wright, stopped by.
And you see the flashes of athleticism by Williams.
Taj Wright's jawing with a tattoo of Martinson, letting him know. All these young talented sophomores for the drillers would like to be a little bit closer in this game. Williams rolls to his right, throws, fires one out there, and just over the outstretched hands of Bishop Maxwell.
Pass is incomplete.
And that was an amazing ball right there, because he had the the outside backer with a great drop underneath, dropping to the flat, and he put it right where it needed to be. If the receiver goes up with two hands right there, he may have something, but.
Coach Gola, knowing that he has 2 more seasons with him, he's basically kind of just teaching him as another night. It's another night now. We've got to keep working towards the future.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Coach Gola. You know, he does a great job of being even keel. Great character guy.
Williams talks to Demison and Jones. Shoves them down here to the near side right below us on a 2nd and 10. Cam steps up, throws out to the far side, and it's caught by Wright. Wright tries to go back out again, but not this time. Dalton Gee and some other guys catch him, and Taj wants to know why the whistle's being blown. That's because forward progress made right about the line of scrimmage. Oh, they're going to give him a couple yards, okay. 1:40 remains here in this third quarter. A dominant performance by the Golden Eagles of Del Oro. They came in at 12-2, 4-2 in league. A national ranking of 145 and a state ranking of 15.
3rd and 7.
Their regular league is the Sierra Foothill League.
If you haven't seen this team play, you're in for a surprise because they got some great quality athletes, and their offensive line has been doing an amazing job.
Cam wants to go to this near corner, and he's got Taj Wright and covered superbly out there by Hurst, who already has 1 interception tonight. And the Hurst name going well tonight.
Yeah, Hurst is putting on an amazing performance. Being a former cornerback, I got to admire this guy's play. He's made a couple big plays when we needed to make a play, and now he's not taking it easy. He's not taking any plays off, and he's not falling asleep. So
4th and 7. Drillers obviously going to go for it. 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. Williams, soft rush, steps up. Gets out of 1, gets tangled, throws across the body. Look out. And it floats out between the hash marks, but flags come down. And I thought Cam got his face mask pulled when he was getting ready to hurl it, but I might be wrong.
Oh, it looks like they're pointing that way. You may be right, Vince.
I saw his head kind of turn, kind of an unusual motion when he was letting go of it, but boy, that could be wishful thinking, down by so many points from this announcer.
During the play, we had a 15-yard face mask.
Absolutely right, Vance Palm. That's why you're the man.
15-yard penalty.
Great eye.
So the Drillers keep this drive alive.
And that play doesn't happen if Cameron Williams is an amazing athlete.
Well, he was getting pursued so heavily, so when he turned to throw back across his body, his face mask is exposed, and I think, it just
Number 55,
it caught the right hand of Martinson, so the Drillers continue to move.
On the 28-yard
now it's 1st and 10 at the Del Oro 28-yard line. $1:02 remaining in this third quarter.
And that's what it's about. You came to play 4 quarters of football. Let's finish.
Williams out to McGill. McGill catches and runs hard with it. And
pass is complete to McGill.
Nice good run afterwards.
Stopped by Gee.
Well, you look down this roster for the Drillers, and it's sophomore, junior, sophomore, junior. So there's something to take away from it tonight. Not much.
Yeah, always a good look for the future, and not to beat up on our guys too much. It is a tough, lopsided game right now, but they've done a great job to get here, and I appreciate that.
Cam trying to stay behind the line of scrimmage. Might pick up a block there. Does. Now he might just take it in and say, I got it. Cam Williams cuts back in. Touchdown, Drillers.
Great job, Cam. Way to continue to play with heart, no matter who's on the field.
Athletic play to score a touchdown for the Drillers. Touchdown.
Nice job by that offensive line. They kind of just stayed with it and knew that they can't go downfield and get that flag called. So nice job by Ryan Crowley, one of the other leaders from this football team. Crowley, one of the seniors. This will be his last game unless they put together something pretty special here in this fourth quarter. But another touchdown by the Drillers, 43-15. Carson Olivas now saying, hey, now we need a player. Where's Trayvon?
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in always saying the game's not over until the zeros flash. Lopsided score right now, down about, about 28. But if you continue to play with passion,
snap,
give you opportunity.
A hold kick. Oh, goodness. They got through to block it but didn't get it. So
wow.
It's good. And we'll take a break. 43.2 seconds remains here in this third quarter. 43-16. It's all Del Oro.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, the animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
Oliva set to kick off.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm, Kenny Calvin, Kyle Wiley, and Slater up on top of the roof with the cameras. Slater's doing an incredible job tonight. I'm getting the texts. I'm getting the comments from everybody back home saying, man, unbelievable visuals that we're seeing. The quality's unbelievable. Thank you. Great audio, except for you, Vance. Other than that, it's a great night here for KernHigh.org, and that is because our man Kyle Wiley and Slater up top doing it. Here comes another onside. What's going to happen to this one? Uh-oh!
And they caught the onside kick, and they're taking it to the house.
Davis with the onside kick return.
Cameron Davis catches the onside kick and takes it back 55 yards for the kickoff return. It's just been that kind of night. We make a play, they make two. 49-16 with 38 or 382 or 38.2.
Yeah, we didn't get out of the third quarter, my man.
38.2.
We didn't get out of the third
Left
quarter.
to play in the third.
We have one onside that was so beautiful it was a surprise to our guys, and then this one was the quintessential worst case scenario. Here's the PAT, that's up and it's through. So 50 goes up.
Extra point is good.
Oof, 50-16.
Bringing the score to Bakersfield 16, Del Oro 50.
Del Oro.
With 38 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And now my phone's ringing during the broadcast because people are calling and asking me what the hey is going on. What's going on? We're playing a quality football team that came to play.
Yeah.
And they've been looking for us. Tonight they found us, and they mean business. So it's 50-16 with a full quarter to play. So this can get real bad if we don't continue to focus and try to play some good football on our end just to get out of here.
And I'm a firm believer, and I always have been, that if you're the head coach of a team that's up, most certainly when you have a state championship game to play next week, I would never let it sink into my mentality that we're easing up on anything at any level.
No way.
Certainly you want to consider, health and all of those things, but if you're trying to prime yourself for, the final checkered flag, so to speak, next week, they're going to keep it coming, I would imagine. And if you're Coach Gola, you expect that, and you know that. He'd do the same thing. So, having said that, let's see if we get out of this third quarter here unscathed anymore. And it's taken by Jones down to the 1 foot line. Jones takes it over here to the near side, and he steps out of bounds at about the 20.
And it definitely seems like we're just trying to hurry up and get out of here. We got a few guys trying to make plays, but there's a small group of guys that look like they're just ready to pack it in. And that's not what you want to see from a driller football program. We want to continue to keep the pedal to the metal, no matter the score.
Williams takes the snap, thinks about running, and look out. Cam goes down at the 20-yard line. He's moving in and out of the pocket, looking for opportunities to throw, but that'll do it for the end of the third quarter.
By number 3, Burt.
The score is 50-16. 50-16. Right now, the Drillers taking it on the chin, and that'll do it for the third quarter. I think. I don't know if Cam's going to try to snap one more. No, he isn't. That'll do it. We'll be back in a moment on KernHigh.org.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. As we prepare for the final exciting fourth quarter. With the score, Bakersfield 16, Del Oro 50.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the fourth quarter here in Loomis as the Drillers trying to put something together. Cam gets out of trouble, has a ton of real estate, and he'll pick up the first down easily to the 35, to the 40, and he'll step out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. And he had the entire left side of the football field to run. So as they start off here in the fourth quarter, it's basically the arms and legs of Cameron Williams show right now for the Drillers.
Exactly. And Vance, in my days as a college recruiter down south, we would love to see who was still playing with intensity at the end of these games.
The eye in the sky.
Those are the guys we want.
Williams throws out to the near side, caught by McGill. McGill makes one move and doesn't get too far, but a good catch and a gain of 9 yards. So,
you know, people always wonder, what do you have to look forward to in a game like this once it's so lopsided? Well, here it is. You got guys that are playing for opportunities in the future. You have college coaches who are on both sidelines that are writing down names, trying to make guys' futures. If you're a guy that's tanking it in when you're down, please believe there's a coach sitting on the sideline watching you, and they're not going to want to pick you up.
Nice pocket for Cameron. Overthrows that one, and it's dropped. It's incomplete. Hit the ground. Officials right there. Let everybody know. Incomplete. And you make such a great point.
Really picked off by number 12, Noah Kravitz.
Especially in a physical game like football.
Brings up a 3rd and 2.
When your body tells you, you know what, this thing's over. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. But that's the last thing that coaches at the next level want to see. Hey, it's easy to look good when things are going well. It's easy to go hard when things are going well. But when things are going tough, what are you all about?
Exactly.
3rd and 2. Williams stands in the shotgun at the 50-yard line, drops back, has a decent pocket, but he gets flushed out of it. Now Cameron looks, throws, careful, and it was intended for McGill out there, but Dalton Gee has such field awareness. He's just so aware of where that quarterback is looking, and he almost picked it off, but now it's 4th and 2.
And Del Oro still has a lot of starters out there. You got to wonder why. You know, you're up a good 38 to 35 points, 34. You know, with less than 11 to play, you would think that they would start giving some of these guys an opportunity to rest.
Williams going to try to get to the first down marker. Oh, it was very close, really, really close. Nope. They say nope, he didn't get it, and
Williams
first down.
The line of scrimmage by number 79, Pablo
and
Miller.
Wow, what a nice play out there by Pablo Miller, a senior defensive tackle, and that's not easy to catch somebody like Cam Williams, but he got him and held him, and it'll be first down Del Oro, 50-16 right now.
And they're right back mounting up. You know, so as the question I have, you know, when they come out, are they still going with their ones? And it looks like it.
Stone hands the ball off to Davis. He cuts back this way. Nice tackle out there. A good job getting him on the ankles. And
great play by number 15.
Bishop Maxwell got him back there.
Davis tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 15, Adrian Moreno.
Oh, was that Moreno?
Yeah, Moreno.
That was Moreno. I thought it was Bishop. Second and 17. Smart. Play action. Throws out here to the near side. Caught by Hurst. Hurst makes a move. And there's a flag on the play, and he battles his way up to an inconceivable first down. He was hit at the 46.
All the way to nearly a first down, but there is a flag down on the field.
And high school teams that score 70 or 50 on guys, when they get over 50, they want that 70 again.
Exactly.
I was part of a few teams. We put 70 up on a few guys in high school. And once we saw 50 on the board, we got hungrier. So don't expect these guys to take it easy. Even the backups and the second guys that are getting opportunity to play, they're hungry to get scores too.
And it's BHS. It's Bakersfield High School.
Yes.
So
everybody want to be this.
Right. Oh, man.
Brings up a second down and...
Well, on that note, you're talking about a Bakersfield High School team with 774 wins, 37 state titles. This is a team that, when you have them down, you pretty much want to take advantage of it. And that's what's happening. Under 10 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's now 2nd and 14. Smart takes the snap. It's a handoff. It's over here to the near side.
Wow. Cameron Davis is playing an excellent game on both sides of the football.
With a dominant run.
And a big hit on Magana. I think that's Magana.
By number 11, Justin McGill.
Magana got trucked, and I hope that he's okay.
And right now, I think some guys may be a little more hurt than injured.
Magana is one of the tougher guys, does play with a knee brace, and it's the same leg that it's on. And he put in a ferocious effort last week in that big win up there at Central. And what a great game that was. And it goes without saying, to get to this game tonight, they had to play a spectacular game last Saturday night. And it was bone-chilling cold. And they came out and beat a Central in packed house, 2,800 people there. And what a show they put on.
And that's what they need to remind themselves right now when they're in the midst of this tough battle. You're still champions. You're coming off a championship. Continue to play like it no matter what the scoreboard reflects.
Right, absolutely. Clock continues to tick. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Kenny Calvin next to me. Kyle Wiley sitting to my left, making sure we sound and look perfect. Kyle, I can't tell how many texts I get. They said, man, the quality of the screen I'm looking at. We've got a couple of our viewers that have taken it and put it on their flat screens in their home. We've got it showing in two of the most prominent restaurant bars in Bakersfield, and we even have it at the BHS Formal tonight. So a lot of great viewerships. Just over 6,000 viewers tonight, so that's a good number. Appreciate all your support.
Timeout, Del Oro.
And for Del Oro right now, what they're doing, and the reason why their ones might still be in, because it's just extra practice time. You got the biggest game of your career coming up within 6 to 7 days. You want to get your number ones as many reps as possible. I just asked why he had the ones in. That would be the only logical reason to have your ones in, is to continue to give them work, because you still have games to play.
CCPOA with 30,000 members and their families supporting a brighter today and tomorrow for California student athletes.
8:53 remains in this CIF Northern California Division 1A championship game, and we're at Golden Eagle Stadium in Loomis at Del Oro High School. Oh my goodness, just got an update. 8,500 viewers tonight. And certainly not the result they were hoping for on the scoreboard. But I think I know the Drillers Nation really appreciates the support. That's awesome.
Definitely. Of course, I came up here hoping to be some good luck.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Stone rolls to the right, still hanging on to it, and basically has to get shoved out of bounds. Didn't want to go out of bounds, but he got shoved out of bounds by Jacob Vasquez. And by the way, Jacob Vasquez, another senior, He's a linebacker, defensive tackle, and he's been a great part of this Driller High School football team. As a senior, 5'11", 205, Jacob Vasquez, and I know one of his relatives listening in. Hi, Tammy. I know you're very proud of Jacob. And
3rd and 4.
To Tony Carlisle and his beautiful wife. Bloodline football from Arvin, a small little community just outside Bakersfield. Their son, Coach Carlisle, spent some time here coaching. I think he's taken a year off. I think that's what Tony told me. But what a small, small world it is. A coach up here and roots all the way back to Arvin. Run play. And just shy of the first down. Going to be awfully close. Again, our special thanks to the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, a name synonymous with our high school students, PAV Solar and Communications, Premier Lighting, and Tony's Pizza, our Tony's Pizza Player of the Game. They've been with us all season long. Thank you to Brian Schaefer, Dean McGee, Brenda Lewis, Stan Green, everybody at the Kern High School District. Thank you so much for being so supportive of this burgeoning launched effort that we have now undertaken. Here's a run play, and it looks like they're going to pick up the first down. Going to be really close. Yep, they got it. First down, Golden Eagles. So if they just continue to move the ball forward, they're going to get closer and closer to that 60 mark.
Yeah, and they're just doing it by good old-fashioned football, lining up, full house backfield. Oh, Compton Oiler position with me and Brandon Hankins and Charles Alati in the backfield.
Talking to going to bloodline driller football. Kenny Calvin is breaking out with it now. Hey, you deserve it. It's a run play to Gee. He gets wrapped up at about the 23-yard line. Nothing doing there.
Dalton Gee stopped by number 58, Andrew Magana.
The all-league selections for Del Oro up here. Andrew Birch, Cameron Davis, Dalton Gee, Hunter Halverson, Dalton Hereford, Israel Luna, Stone Smart, Ray Thomas.
And after hearing all those names, they all deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm reading off the exact same names we've been reading all night long. So congratulations to head coach Casey Taylor and what he's and his staff and his administration at the school put together up here. Not just the football product, but full band, great cheerleaders. Gee battles again to about the 18-yard line. Just never quits running, ever.
Dalton Gee, the ball carrier, picks up.
They still got their starters in. They're still pushing it hard and playing good old-fashioned football. You know, if you're a defender right now, you kind of take that as a slap in the face.
Hurst way out to the sidelines on a 3rd and 7. 3 backs back there with Smart. Now there's 2. He takes the snap, stretch it out to the right side, and Gee up to about the 15-yard line, takes a big hit.
And I wish we had replay capability because that was the same formation from an earlier touchdown where Darrell split the wide out way out, and you got the outside backer going way out. You don't go way out when a wide out splits you that far. You split the difference. That way you can still make a play inside the box as an outside backer because that's your job.
We have replay capability, and guess who's going to be implementing that here during the holidays to get us ready for basketball?
There we go.
Kyle Wiley. Here we go, 4th and 3 from the 15-yard line. And whistles blow.
Timeout, Del Oro.
And Del Oro takes a timeout, 5:22. And we will take our own timeout, 50-16 right now. Del Oro going to a state championship game pretty soon.
Timeout with 5:22 remaining. Golden Eagles.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair. Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots.
Listening to www.kernhigh.org up here in Loomis, California. A wet, cold, rainy night right up to about kickoff. Literally, as they lined up to kick off, the skies turned dry, and it's been a pleasure. I'm Vance Palm, Kenny Calvin next to me, Kyle Wiley, and Slater up on top filming the game for us. Here's Stone, takes the handoff, and
once again, we don't keep containment, and it's a first down on a 4th and 3.
First down run for the Golden Eagles.
The Driller faithful made the long trip up here, and you have to experience Driller Nation at its core to understand just how ardent these fans are. Fed these student athletes the other night in a big way down on their practice field. And, you know, this is the team that didn't have a field. They have no field. They haven't had a field all year. They practice over on a piece of grass off to the street side while the entire field gets redone for a 16-month project. Every game has been an away game, no home field advantage at all. And as I talked to some of the players last night, they said, Vance, we didn't really think about that. You know, we just go play where we play. I mean, they beat up teams all over the city.
Including number 2, Navonte.
And that's what I love about our team as a whole, because you just hit the nail on the head. We've played every single game of the season on the road.
Haven't had a single
and
home
made
game.
It this far.
Right.
With a home game. Well, I got to be honest. I consider every field in Bakersfield, California, our home field because I never lost to a team in Bakersfield.
That's true, Kenny. And
so,
the adage goes, a school is so great they named a town after it. So, interesting year with no field, and they literally practice on some sod that they laid out by the train tracks. That's a true story. But with what Coach Gola does with his players, it's a process, a system, a philosophy. So hats off to our drillers.
In a great year, regardless of the outcome of this game. You know, I'm a tough guy when it comes to being a coach. I'm the last friendly coach. But you got to admire the passion that these guys had to come and compete and win Valley, only to end up with a lopsided loss in this playoff game.
It's 3rd and goal from the 11 because earlier Smart had stepped out inside the 10. And looks like he wants to throw. He does. He tosses it over here to the near side. And Matt Smart.
Matt Smart. Smart.
So the public address announcer echoing what I was about to say. That's a pretty smart throw.
Golden Eagle.
Pretty smart throw, eh? Well, not only that, it puts the Golden Eagles even closer to the unfathomable 60 mark against the Driller football team.
Which is unheard of. I don't know if this has ever happened. I've never seen it live.
And the PAT is good, and I certainly want to make a point here, Kenny.
Point is good, bringing the score. Bakersfield 16, Del Oro.
I'm not an apologist in any sense of the word, but this will be the last game that's remembered for this season in what has been truly remarkable season for the Drillers, who lost their starting quarterback, you know, basically at the beginning of the season, started experimenting with young Cam Williams, Caden Ochoa, the workhorse quarterback. It's been well documented by our good friends here in the local media in Bakersfield. They've had injuries. They've kind of battled through them all. They had a couple of tough losses early in the season. They lose to Chaminade on a heartbreaker at Memorial Stadium. Then they go down and lose to one of the top-ranked teams in the country, in the state, Valencia. Then they go on a run. Then they just start peeling off win after win after win, and then they have the big win at Central. And for a season that has been so tumultuous at times and so full of different twists and turns, it is unfortunate that this will be the one they get remembered for.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the real core heart of our program and the tradition knows how hard these guys work to get here, and we're proud of them. I'm proud of them. I wish it was a different result tonight. I wish that we had a little bit more intensity early.
Jones on the return, looking for some room, and a flag on the play, and he gets pushed out about the 29-yard line. Shane Jones just doesn't seem to be
On the
himself tonight.
return, Stop or push out of bounds by number 29, Max Gallagher.
Yeah, and you know, Shane's an explosive athlete. You know, but he's still a young guy too. He's a junior. He has some room to grow. Next year, I see body language and competitive spirit in wins and losses. Hopefully.
Oh boy, this is absolutely uncharted territory. Running clock. Against the Bakersfield High School Driller football team. That I haven't experienced. 57-16. And now we're going to see Gage Turner behind center. So now Gage Turner, the senior quarterback, hands it off to Conley. Conley battles it out to the far side, and he's still up. Conley finally goes down.
You know, with 2 minutes to play, you know, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to come up, Vance. Thank you very much. You know, to everybody at the Kern High School District, you're doing a great job. Can't wait to help out. And don't forget, I played 8 sports, so you can use me for other ones.
Casey, I appreciate you being so willing to come up here. And, again, thank you to
Mrs. Shanti,
your better half, for on a Saturday afternoon hopping in a car and coming up north of Sacramento for this football game. To you, thank you. Appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah, my wife's a trooper. She, you know, I had to work in Hollywood down at the studios last night with a TV show. And, you know, I didn't get home till about 11. You know, we found out this morning we had to make the trek, but this is what our life is about. You know, sports, entertainment, you know, being there for the people who are important to us. So we definitely appreciate the opportunity to come up.
Kenny, I want to thank and for the largest viewing audience that we've experienced. I'm glad it was you, buddy. Here we go, below 2 minutes. And as we say, Gage Turner is going to keep it himself, and what a peculiar spot Gage is in. He's now running the offense. Oh, goodness. And an unfortunate late hit in what has otherwise been an extremely clean football game played by both teams.
There is a flag on the play.
And I'm sure the coaching staff for Del Oro might have a quick little word with some of the boys on the sidelines and players in the field saying, really, fellas? Really?
Yeah, I will say this. Compared to the last game we called at the college level, this was a breath of fresh air.
A reference Kenny making to the Bakersfield College Long Beach game. Boy, that was fun.
That was a MESS.
Here we go. We're under a minute, and this will do it. Del Oro is heading to the state championship game next Saturday at 4 p.m. against Sac State. Gage Turner takes the snap and hands the ball off. It's going to be a run play. And
opportunity to go back-to-back for them. That's impressive.
Conley, the ball carrier, picks up about 4 yards on the play.
We'll stay here for just a few more minutes and wrap up our final broadcast of the season.
Elias Cruz.
Some thank yous and salutations and overall just good vibes as we say goodnight. But for the Bakersfield High School Drillers, their season ends on an extremely sour note.
The ball carrier stopped by number
for Del Oro.
33, Jimmy Birdie.
Still Drillers over here, though.
That is as impressive of a win as you're going to see. 57-16.
16. Del Oro Golden Eagles 57. Del Oro Golden Eagles headed to the state championship.
And as the buzzer sounds, they're going to a state championship game, and deservedly so. We'll take a quick break and come back and wrap this thing up. Del Oro moves on to the state championship.
Congrats, Del Oro.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile. And I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Well, we'll wrap up our final segment of the 2016 football season here on KernHigh.org. My name is Vance Palm. My partner here is Kenny Calvin. Woo! Kyle Wiley's our new producer director and support system for everything that we've got moving forward with. Slater, thanks for all the work you've done up top. Certainly want to start by thanking Brian Schaefer. He's our superintendent. Superintendent Schaefer, thank you so much for everything that you've done to believe in this vision and support it and move forward with it. Great things ahead of us, and it starts with you, so thank you for your vision. Appreciate that. Dean McGee, a support system for everybody on this piece of paper. Thank you so much. He's the assistant superintendent. Brenda Lewis, another one of the unsung heroes that have done so much for us in the Kern High School District. And to our guy, Stan Green, the Director of School Support Services, who has taken this and run with it.
Stan the man.
Unbelievable things ahead of us, and Stan's a huge part of it. To our sponsors, the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. You are synonymous with students in our area. It starts with you. Thank you so much. PAV Solar and Communications, when we decided to do this, you jumped on board without even asking, I think. I think you were ahead of the game and said, we want in. Thank you to PAV Solar and Communications. To Premier Lighting, again, jumped out in front of it and said, we're in. Thank you to Premier Lighting. And to our good friends at Tony's Pizza, our Tony's Pizza player of the game, already the standard bearer for pizza in our homeland. Tony, thank you so much, our player of the game. And tonight we'll make that decision off air. We'll go down and decide and hand that to somebody down there. So got to get our wits about us and find out who that is. To Rick Van Horn, my partner who joined me for a lot of games. Thank you to Rick for being available to us. To Kirk Boyer, my good buddy Kirk, who's got a heavy-duty schedule. He's got a lot going on, but he helped us get this thing off the ground. Thank you, Kirk Boyer. I appreciate you very much. And to Kenny Calvin for coming up and making the trip. Let's get our final thoughts on this football game tonight, KC.
Definitely always an honor to be part of our tradition and our history. Definitely disappointing to see this output, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Del Oro came to play, from start to finish. Big offensive line, quality old school football. No basketball on grass here. They come up and hit you in the mouth, and I like it.
My final thank you is to my good friend Kevin Willie. You talk about a guy who I called out of the living room and said, we got to get this thing started. We need a cameraman, we need a director, we need a producer, we need every part of this to be done so we can start this new venture and get it off the ground. And Kevin Willie answered the call, and he and I schlepped machinery and equipment up and down steps every single Friday night to get this done. Kevin, if you happen to be watching, thank you very much. Hey, everybody, thanks for being a part of it. We're just getting going. Football comes to an end. Basketball right around the corner on KernHigh.org. On behalf of everybody tonight that came all the way up to Loomis, we appreciate it. To Del Oro High School, you guys are superstars. Thank you for the great night you gave us. Tonight, it's all about the Golden Eagles. They move on to the state championship, and our BHS Drillers will go home with a section title again and a bright look into the future.
Keep your head high, Drillers.
Have a wonderful holiday season. This is Vance Palm, Kenny Calvin, Kyle Wiley saying good night.